Your satisfaction is our number one priority. Our team will assist throughout the process to help you make the best decision. Plus, as an added thank you, you'll receive our exclusive Safe and Sound program. This includes the Vehicle Exchange Program, Roadside Assistance for Life, and much more. See all details at Heiser.com. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngwith with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
You know, it feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Nearing retirement? Are you best prepared for your post-workforce life? Have all of your questions answered in Annex Wealth Management's latest webinar, Understanding Your Pension Potential. WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, along with Annex Wealth Management Financial Planning Team Manager Eric Strom, will cover every angle of retirement and how to best set yourself up for a successful and fruitful retirement. Sign up for this free webinar at WTMJ.com. It's the Annex Wealth Management's Pension Potential webinar, only offered here on WTMJ. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Tuesday, April 23rd. Our top story, whose blood is it?
I'm Eric Bilstead. As Passover begins, concerns about anti-Semitism grows.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Everything's looking great out on the roads right now. No major delays around the area, no closures, and no incidents. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy with scattered afternoon rain and storms and a breezy high of 68 degrees. Showers ending tonight with temperatures dropping quickly. Low will get down to 35 at the lake, 30 degrees inland. Right now we're at 57. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an update on the human remains story that we've been following here on WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson waived his preliminary hearing in court. Anderson accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson. He is pleading not guilty to the crime. Prosecutors believe Anderson went on a date with Robinson and killed her before spreading her body parts across Milwaukee County. She was first reported missing April 2nd. Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and arson.
An amendment to that criminal complaint made Monday says blood evidence that was found in his home on bedding in one of the bedrooms and on a wall did not meet Robinson's DNA. So whose blood is it? As of now, no one knows. Anderson remains in custody.
And she was murdered and left for dead, scattered around Milwaukee County. The folks are still looking for the rest of Sade Robinson's remains. Volunteers who searched Lake Michigan say their search was difficult.
Right away, we could see it was lined with a lot of rocks, very much littered that whole shoreline. So that was pretty disappointing.
Keith Corbican is the founder of Bruce's Legacy, the nonprofit that used sonar technology to search the waters.
It's going to be gruesome, there's no doubt about it. But what we do is we cover drowning victims.
Corbican started the group after his brother died attempting a water rescue in Black River Falls. He's been on a mission ever since.
I train police and fire departments to do searches properly, so they're departments, their families don't have to deal with what ours dealt with.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
That sonar boat searched near Warnemont Park. It did not turn up any new remains.
In New York City, a hearing's been scheduled in the middle of the hush money cover-up trial against former President Donald Trump. ABC's M. Wynn.
Prosecutors in former President Trump's hush money trial are requesting he be held in contempt, claiming Trump violated a gag order 10 times in recent days. The list of potential violations includes social media posts that link to articles calling Michael Cohen, a key witness in the trial, a serial perjurer. Prosecutors want the judge to fine Trump $1,000 per violation and threaten further penalties.
Facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, that trial continues today.
Criminal defense attorney Julius Kim tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News it can be risky to put someone on the stand like former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker, who was given immunity in exchange for testimony. But
in this situation, I think the jurors can kind of see the big picture here, that the prosecutors really needed to get to David Pecker in order to kind of demonstrate exactly what happened here, because everyone was keeping their mouth shut.
Kim believes the biggest impression the jury's weigh is the defendant himself.
Because if you leave a bad impression, they could convict you just for that alone.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Columbia University is going with hybrid learning and options of virtual classes. This after concerns about anti-Semitism on campus. Been dealing with loud protests for several days. On Monday night, a large protest held at NYU. Police called in.
We want to see an acknowledgement from our university that there is a genocide happening.
Ultimately, people that want the most utilitarian, peaceful solution at the end of the day.
We may still disagree, but at least we still understand each other.
Today marks the 200th day of the Israeli-Hamas conflict.
A man from Kenosha being held in the Racine County Jail after wild chase with police.
Mount Pleasant police initially stopped 31-year-old Lamar Hackett for speeding near Green Bay Road and Biscayne Avenue on Sunday. When they got to the car, officers smelled marijuana and Hackett admitted to having an open bottle of alcohol. He then sped away, crashed the car, and ran off into the woods. Police used a drone and a canine to locate Hackett hiding in a tent and found a bag of drugs including cocaine and fentanyl. Monday morning, Mount Pleasant police then found a discarded backpack with a stolen firearm and Hackett's ID. He's facing charges for all of this and remains held on $275,000 bail. Wyatt Barmar-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Coming up, the economic benefit of a long postseason. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:05.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
Beautify your entertainment space with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hi, this is Gina Della from Pella. Turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. The luxurious look, sleek design, and custom colors available is guaranteed to give your home the extra pop to entertain and keep you comfortable. At Pella, we see windows differently. We have the highest rated energy efficient products and a complete range of durable, functional, and high quality products that bring out the best of your home. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. That's right, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months. If you book before April 30th, take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to painting, don't do it yourself. Call the pros at your local neighborhood Certa Pro painters. That's what we did. Certa Pro came out, gave us choices, walked us through the process, and then when they were there, it was quick, it was easy. Our home is beautiful. Excellent workmanship all the way around. It's Certa Pro painters. Each Certa Pro painter's business is independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Certa Pro painters.
Are you looking to downsize your home? Does the thought of moving out of your lifelong home with cherished memories overwhelm you? Hi, this is Jean Nemovitz from Bruce's team. As you transition into the next stage of your life, our team is ready to take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. To start the process of downsizing and moving to the lifestyle you deserve, call us at 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
He has more energy and sleeps better, and his wife told him he no longer snores.
John's decision to come to Advent changed his life. We can help change your life, too.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
Brewers stumble to start their series against the Pirates. We've got sports at 6:15.
The Bucks get back to work tonight hosting the Pacers, Game 2 of their best-of-7 playoff series. A long postseason run for the Bucks, not only great for city morale, it's also positively affecting the bottom line.
Really, the economic impact, to put it in simple terms, is about new socks to wash.
Tim Sheehy is a senior advisor to the MMAC. So what's that about new socks now?
When you come to the playoffs, think of the media, team officials, visiting fans, other people that are coming to spend that wouldn't normally spend here. That adds money to the economy, and that's what the playoffs are about, really bringing new dollars into the economy, so it's great.
Sheehy, a guest on Monday's Wisconsin's Midday News. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
City of Baltimore has now filed a lawsuit against the owners and managers of the Dali container ship that crashed into the bridge there in Baltimore. CBS News Baltimore reporter Christina Mendez.
The suit alleges alarms showing an inconsistent power supply on the Dali sounded off before leaving the port of Baltimore, but went on its voyage anyway. The documents state despite its unseaworthy conditions. The city also accuses the crew of being incompetent and inattentive to its duties.
Being differently able doesn't mean unemployable. MPS student interns with disabilities gave Wisconsin lawmakers a tour of their workplace.
Project Search puts high school seniors with disabilities into 3 10-week internship programs to transition them into the workforce. Project Search instructor Karina Tweedall tells WTMJ.
Our interns stay here for the full day where they receive a combination of vocational training. I teach them a class together with our Goodwill Skills trainers.
State Senator Chris Larson tells WTMJ.
It's a very good diplomatic way to show off Milwaukee, to make sure that we're a very inclusive city. That is something that people see right when they get to Milwaukee is pretty awesome.
From Mitchell International Airport, Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Starting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:10.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:11.
It's looking pretty good right now, Vince. Really not seeing any delays or incidents up on the board. So everything is rolling along fine. Even the overnight construction stuff has all been pulled back, so you should be good to go. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mild temperatures so far this morning in the 50s. We're heading towards the upper 60s this afternoon. The chance for a couple rain showers and thunderstorms developing. They will be hit or miss for today. Tonight, a cold front sweeps through. That will allow our temperatures to fall quickly through the overnight hours. Lows near freezing by tomorrow morning. Wednesday will be a chilly day. A few clouds early, then mostly sunny skies, but high temperatures only in the 40s with some breezy winds. Thursday, we'll look at mostly sunny skies, areas of frost early on, then high temperatures in the 50s. Friday, we're back near 60 with rain likely, and then on Saturday, high temperatures in the mid-70s with scattered showers and storms. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
We're at 57 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
And streaming live if you want to watch the radio on the YouTubes, the WTMJ mobile app, WTMJ.com. Click the Watch Now button anytime, as if on cue. We're just talking about this Monday morning. We heard from others about the insanity that's infected the school drop-off pickup line.
Why are they all honking?
Because you're doing it wrong.
Tell me I'm doing it wrong. I know how to do this.
Well, south to drop off, north to pick up. Of course, from Mr. Mom there. More cars, more parents driving kids to and from school these days, a trend noted by the Wall Street Journal, reporting suggesting that bus driver shortages and more parents working from home these days are two reasons that more and more parents are driving their kids to and from school. Yeah. And that's created longer lines and hence the chaos. One parent in Menominee Falls texted the show, said people at one of the elementary schools start queuing up an hour before school lets out.
That's I saw it yesterday, 45 minutes beforehand, before one of the schools where I live by. I saw them lining up 45 minutes before the bell.
And then there's the waiting for them to come out, and then there's the still getting out. So you're in an hour-plus long process.
There is no reason to go that early.
And that's what drives everybody else nuts, because if you're an otherwise reasonable person, you're like, well, if they're in line an hour, now I'm way behind in the line, so now I have to go.
Yes.
You had no choice yesterday. You had after-school activities, so you had to pick up.
I had to do two of them. I had to go pick up my kid and their friends from one school and do the pickup there, and then I had to drive to another school for track, and that was in Tosa by Eisenhower, where they were having their pickup. So I'm driving into the
you got Tosa West there and Eisenhower right on top of each other.
They had track at Tosa West. It was just a mess there because all the Eisenhower kids were getting out. So I had two drop-offs I had to go through.
So you're gonna love this. I had to pick up my kid because we had an appointment, so it was like not time for you to come home and then whatever. I got to pick you up at school.
Okay.
Should have waited for him to walk home. I'm like, now I was smart. I'm going to avoid this line. I'm not going to get in the queue there. I'll just park, in the parking lot there.
You walk over.
Hey, I'm over here. So now I was in the student throng of the kids who drive themselves to school.
Oh.
Now I'm trying to get out there. I'm in this long line to get, out. Some kid rear-ended me.
No.
Thunk.
You got hit?
I look back.
Oh,
Here's this very frightened high school girl, and her friend's in the seat. She's laughing, like at her. Oh my god! Oh my!
Please tell me you got out and slammed on her hood, like, "Hey,
get your father on the phone right now! I'm going to sue your family into oblivion.
We need to swap insurance right now.
You got no idea who you're messing with in here."
Was it bad?
So I'm like, well, what do? I'm in this line, first of all. Could we just stop here? Would she know to pull off, right? So I quick pulled over. I got out. I mean, it was a tap, but it was enough that we felt it.
Sure.
I just gave a quick look. There was no damage. I kind of gave her the thumbs up, like, okay, we're okay here.
All right. It's all right.
And so I wanted to be the opposite of that guy, right? The accidents happen. And
Man,
whatever.
what would you have done, though, if she had cracked a light or something?
Right, that would have been a big old mess. Classic stuff. I feel like our parents didn't deal with this at the level that we have.
South to drop off, north to pick up.
Pick them up, okay. It's a good system.
South to drop off, moron!
Eric Bilstead here for WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News and Tri-County Contracting. Family-owned. You can trust them. They've been in it here in southeast Wisconsin for more than 40 years, and this is the place to go if you want any roof tune-up, a worry-free roof tune-up, which will extend the life of your roof and give you peace of mind. Because oftentimes, as you know, you have to budget for a roof. You have to plan for that. Yeah, well, okay, how are we going to do this? When are we going to do it? Oh, I need one this year. And then all of a sudden you realize you don't. And that's what Tri-County Contracting can help you with. They'll replace the gaskets, the loose nails, the shingles that are busted up, but it won't need to be completely redone. Worry-free roof tune-up, Tri-County Contracting. Here's the website, TriCountyContractingWI.com, TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Can the Bucks make it 2 in a row tonight? Game 2 of their first-round NBA playoff series against the Pacers is tonight. The Bucks lead, of course, 1-0. Giannis said to be doubtful. You may recall he didn't play Game 1, but there appears to be some optimism.
I know he's doing physical lifting and moving, but today I think he's been on the court 4 days in a row.
Yeah, so that's a good sign on the court.
I know it's not what Doc means, but he's got to stop saying stuff like he's moving or he's I saw him walking around. Right? I know what he means.
A little bit more than that, Doc.
I've used the line. I don't want to use it about my name. Somebody help him. I'm not a real doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, Vince. He doesn't
All right.
know.
Thanks, Doc.
In fact,
Yep, noted.
He was pretty good about saying, like, I don't even like being near the training room.
I could literally not tell you one thing what any of those guys do. I've learned I just stay out of the training room. Number one, I don't want to be in there because they may make me get on the table. You've seen me walk, right?
Anyway.
Hey, Doc, we should really have a look at that knee.
Game 2 is tonight. 7 o'clock pregame right here on WTMJ. 7:30 tip-off. Again, we'll have it here on WTMJ. The Brewers will be on ESPN Milwaukee tonight because of the Bucks. And you can't win them all. Tough 6th inning in the field leads to a 4-2 Brewers loss to the Pirates. 2 errors, one by third baseman Joey Ortiz. Now, that was a heck of a try, you could argue. The other was first baseman Jake Bowers. It turned into 3 runs.
Made an unfortunate error there that is very unlikely. That kid's a tremendous first baseman. Very unlike him. But anyways, that opened the game up.
Yeah, Pat Murphy there, of course. We'll have Murph join us for Brewers 360 at 7:45. Probably get an update, hopefully, from Jacob Junis today as well. The pitcher who's been on the IL was hit by a ball during BP. A fly ball hit him in the back of the neck, dropped him as he was kind of running in the outfield. Took him about 10 to 15 minutes to get him on a stretcher and get him to the
ambulance
hospital.
on the field.
Yeah, but it appears he's okay. The Brewers say he's all right, but we'll get more details today.
Green Bay Packers have 11 picks in the 7 rounds of this week's upcoming NFL draft, including 2 picks in the 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th rounds. So at a pre-draft news conference Monday at Lambeau Field, you got General Manager Brian Gutekunst talking about the success the Packers have had in drafting in those sort of mid to late rounds.
We've had some really good fortune with those guys in the middle rounds that have been really good players here. We'd like to continue that for sure.
Now, Goody also added he likes bringing in fresh competition at every position. Actually, that he'd take 13 picks if he had them. So just when it sounds like he's not thinking of giving up picks to move up higher in the draft order, then he drops this.
Picks on those first 2 days are hard to come by, and so when you have an opportunity to obtain one, I think you have to seriously consider it.
So
all right.
Just as we predicted, nothing actually revealed.
Talking in circles. That's okay, though.
No cards shown, great poker face.
Totally fine with that.
Right. And as a fan, just I want him, if you feel like it's going to somehow endanger your opportunity to get exactly what you want, like, fine, don't tell me anything.
Right, yes.
But as we said yesterday, this is the dance we dance. Nothing revealed whatsoever.
Word salad expected.
In the pre-draft news conference.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our retirement-ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Honoring those who dedicate their lives to keeping us safe. WTMJ once again highlighting first responders who've gone above and beyond in the past year through Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service. It's presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Here's how you play. You can nominate your first responder now at WTMJ.com or on the WTMJ mobile app. The nomination period is open now through May 10th. Finalists will be recognized during Hero Week, May 20th through the 24th. Help us tell your stories. It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator, Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you the farm supplies you need because we get you. For spring projects of all sizes, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like Estate Lawn and Garden Fertilizer, $29.99. Save $250 on the Massimo T-Boss 760 UTV with power steering. Assorted mud flaps, 10% off. 15% off for rewards members. And save $50 on Lund tonneau covers. Rewards members save an extra $25. We get you the farm supplies you need because we get you. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Debbie, what do you see on the roads here?
Well, everything's looking pretty clear right now, Vince. We got full freeway speeds across the area, no major delays, and no incidents either, so we're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast on our way to a high of 68 degrees, but this afternoon, scattered rain and storms. Tonight, showers coming to an end and the temperatures drop off dramatically. Low of 30 degrees inland, 35 at the lake. Right now, 57 in Milwaukee. New evidence, or in this case, new information about evidence in the prosecution of Maxwell Anderson, man accused of killing and dismembering the body of 19-year-old Sade Robinson.
Acknowledge receipt, enter a not guilty plea subject to our substitution request. Thank you.
There was silence in the courtroom as Maxwell Anderson, the man charged with killing and dismembering Sade Robinson, pleaded not guilty to his alleged crimes.
TMJ4's Jenna Ray in court for what was to be a preliminary hearing for Anderson Monday. Eric, as we detailed on this here program ahead of that court appearance, told you that these prelims are often waived, and that's what happened. But you did hear Anderson's attorney there enter that not guilty plea. Anderson bound over for trial. The new details emerging, an amendment to the criminal complaint against Anderson. Prosecutors acknowledging that blood found in Anderson's bed and on a wall that leads to his basement does not match Robinson's DNA.
The important takeaway is that the investigation continues. We don't know what that means yet.
So that is the part that's really important as we consider. We've heard rumors, public musings of some who've raised the specter of Jeffrey Dahmer, possibility of a serial killer. That was James Santel. He's a former U.S. attorney talking about what we know and what we don't know in light of this new information.
It's good to wait, to note that the information is there, that it does add another wrinkle to this that we did not know even perhaps earlier in the day and certainly a couple of days or so ago. You don't want to be in a position down the road where you look back and say, gosh, I had this information at the start of this investigation or near its beginning, and I failed to present it to the judge.
So what we have here is the prosecution, in noting that the blood was not Sade Robinson's, did not say whose it was. And that's an important detail. So that's where Santel and others are urging caution in our reaction. Just because it wasn't hers does not automatically lead one to the conclusion that there are possibly other victims.
Does it hurt the case against him in this situation, though?
And I think, too, the prosecution, just to Santel's point, is when you find something out, you put it in there. So just everything's above board. You don't want to torpedo this down the road of saying, well, you never told us this. You just said you had all this DNA evidence, but you never put this forward. So I don't know that it certainly doesn't make the case stronger. I don't know that it necessarily hurts it. But in terms of leading others to the conclusion of the things that are still out there, could there be more victims? You've heard the family talk about all the missing girls, and that doesn't necessarily mean that those would be tied to Maxwell Anderson, who also, oh, by the way, is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and there's a mountain of evidence that can still be collected. We're ways away from trial here as well. Anderson has pleaded not guilty to all counts against him. His next court appearance scheduled is merely a procedural thing, and that's not coming up until the middle of next month. And in this time, there could be more amendments. There could be more information from investigators to be included in that complaint. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average up about 250 points to 38,240. NASDAQ closed up as well, up more than 1% to 15,451. And the S&P 500 back over 5,000 to 5011. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com, click on the Get Started button now.
Yes, dents, dings, and accidents happen. Get your vehicle ready for springtime cruising at Heiser's Collision Centers. Our certified body shop technicians and painters, they have 10 plus years of experience. So no matter the damage, we'll get your vehicle looking brand new. We work on all makes, take all insurances, and have discounts for non-insured vehicles. So relax and enjoy one of our complimentary loaners while you wait. Schedule today at Heiser.com. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I have window questions, I contact Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. At J&B, we use our experience to educate homeowners about the value new windows, along with proper installation, can have on their home. With J&B, it's not one window fits all. We work with multiple window manufacturers to provide a product that will exceed your expectations and meet your budget. If you have windows that fail to operate properly, are drafty or foggy, or have window frames that show signs of deterioration or rot, you could use our help.
For a complimentary window evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jandbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Check out Sendik's anniversary specials this week. Natural pork baby back ribs or boneless skinless grade A chicken thighs for just $2.98 per pound. Happy 98th, Sendik's.
At 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Tuesday, April 23rd. Our top story, a wild police chase in Kenosha.
I'm Eric Bilstead. The fire risk is real.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Things starting to get a little bit heavier on westbound 894 as you're making your way between Loomis and Forest Home. That chunk right there is going to be a little bit on the slow side. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty good across the area. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Showers and storms this afternoon, high of 68 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The first order of business in Donald Trump's criminal trial today will be addressing the gag order that prosecutors say Trump has violated at least 10 times. They want him fined $1,000 for each violation and held in contempt of court. More pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses.
Security heightened at Columbia University, where student demonstrators pitched tents at the center of campus. The encampments still in place this morning. Classes there going virtual Monday. University President Manoush Shafiq authorized the NYPD to make arrests last week.
ABC Stephanie Ramos, there were more than 100 arrests made at NYU last night when police cleared away a protest there. Columbia will only have hybrid classes for the rest of the semester because of the demonstrations. The Senate returns to Washington today to vote on the $95 billion security package for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. The bill comes as Ukraine says it desperately needs firepower in the war against Russia. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an update on the human remains story we've been on top of here at WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson waived his right to a preliminary hearing in court Monday, accused of killing 19-year-old Shade Robinson. He also pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors believe Anderson went on a date with Robinson, and they believe he killed her before spreading her body parts across Milwaukee County. She was first reported missing April 2nd. Anderson charged with first-degree intentional homicide, among other charges. He remains behind bars, is scheduled to return to court May 16th for a scheduling conference.
Man from Kenosha is in custody after a wild police chase.
Mount Pleasant police initially stopped 31-year-old Lamar Hackett for speeding near Green Bay Road and Biscayne Avenue on Sunday. When they got to the car, officers smelled marijuana, and Hackett admitted to having an open bottle of alcohol. He then sped away, crashed the car, and ran off into the woods. Police used a drone and a canine to locate Hackett hiding in a tent and found a bag of drugs, including cocaine and fentanyl. Monday morning, Mount Pleasant police then found a discarded backpack with a stolen firearm and Hackett's ID. He's facing charges for all of this and remains held on $275,000 bail. Wyatt Barmarpooli, WTMJ News.
Car crashes beginning to pile up this week in Milwaukee. We had a crash at 76th and Carmen sent an adult and 2 kids to the hospital Monday. TMJ4 News reporting police investigating the crash that happened around 6 in the morning. 2 cars collided. One rammed then into a fence and towards someone's front stairs. Sonia Maria Taylor Brooks lives across the street, telling TMJ4 News she sees a lot of this.
It's sad. It's sad that they just don't care.
Did you happen to see or hear the crash at all this morning that happened across?
My husband heard it, and then we came to the door to see what was going on. And it was like, oh, another one.
A driver of the other car fled the scene and has yet to be found.
The National Weather Service warning of increased fire risk in Wisconsin despite some of the wet weather we've had. That's because of the high winds and low humidity. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky tells WTMJ the risk is only moderate in southeastern Wisconsin, but
when you get into northern Wisconsin where it's yet to green up, that's where the fire danger is either high or even very high.
Yeah, especially with those high winds we've seen. We have a chance today for the potential for some severe weather later on today. The complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in 6 minutes.
Coming up next, Alec Baldwin snaps, but can you blame him? Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Now's the time to make those big spring purchases at Fleet Farm. Husqvarna mowers, Minn Kota trollers, Goodyear tires. Fleet Rewards credit card members can enjoy special financing for 3 full years on qualifying purchases. So don't wait. There's never been a better time to get everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. 36-month special financing available on in-store purchases of $1,499 or more after discounts made with your Fleet Rewards credit card. Now through May 1st, 2024. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See customer service for details.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Wisconsin Coating Professionals and J&B Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you've got water in your house, you need Guthrie & Fry. We've got their water softener. We get their salt delivery. We've got reverse osmosis that protects the water in our house. They've got the best people. They've got the best products. It's Guthrie & Fry. They treat their clients like their family. I feel that every time they're in our house, you need Guthrie & Fry. Fixed rental rates, convenient salt delivery programs. It's gfwater.com.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie & Fry.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Great sports story coming up. We got the Yankees coming to town this week. Their manager got thrown out of a game for stuff he didn't say. That story coming up at 6:45.
The headline reads, Alec Baldwin punches a protester.
Oh, it sounds like he was out of control.
But this one you might want to listen in on. I don't know if this is fair or not. An anti-Israel protester accosted him inside a New York coffee shop, trying to get him to say Free Palestine just one time, and would not let it go. And now this is all over social media now, and you can hear as this protester goes after him.
Alec, can you please say Free Palestine one time? Why did you kill that lady? You killed that lady and got no jail time? You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin. One time, just one time, please. And I'll leave you alone. Free Palestine.
Could you do me one quick favor? And that's him knocking her phone out of her hand. Now, that, by the way, that's just a smaller video. Like it goes on much longer than that. That's just the clip that I can play. There's some F-bombs and whatnot in there. Anyway, so yeah, he punches out her phone, knocks it out. This happened inside a coffee shop in New York. Of course, as you know, Baldwin is facing a manslaughter charge. He's going to be in court here this summer because of the shooting.
Right, he still has to answer for that.
Right, yeah. It just hasn't gone through the court system yet. The justice system still has to play out in that case. But here, the headline reads, slaps phone out of a woman's hand who's protesting. But I don't know.
Which is true.
That is all true,
right.
But yeah. Standing right next to you, just talking to you. At some point, you're going to lose your nerve.
As Paul Harvey said, and now you know the rest of the story. 6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Cleaning out the garage, the storage room, going through the closet in this spot or that sound like all things on your honey-do list this spring. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, suggesting the time to act is right now. Summer is creeping up on us, and it's going to start to get in the way of these big projects that we have so ambitiously planned. My friends Katie and Dan are booking in-home visits right now to help you calm the chaos. They can help you transform your closet, your laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house, your garage. They come out for a free visit, and then the first thing they do is sit down and listen to you. And then because they're local, they've actually been to your home, they put their 3D software to work to tailor a space that's specific to your needs. Here's why you need to move on this right away. Inspired Closets, they don't do this often, but right now they are offering 10% off the cost of your project or 18 months of free financing. You can book an appointment with Katie and Dan now. Tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Each day there's a sliver of time when you can almost breathe freely. And you feel better when you can. But you know that eventually that sliver of time closes, along with your nose. It puts a damper on your day every day. So you pop a pill or you take a spray to try to get that relief back. But it's always short-lived. And all the while in your efforts to give yourself relief, you may be making your nasal breathing problems worse. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and a simple in-office procedure from Advent called balloon sinuplasty could be the fast and convenient answer to your breathing triangle problems. Advent has been a leader in this procedure, which can be hard to find elsewhere. It's simple, there's little to no downtime, and it really can be life-changing.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
Checking in with Debbie here at 20 to 7.
All right, looking pretty good for the most part. Of course, we got backups on westbound 894, as you might expect, from 27th Street to 68th Street. That's through that construction zone. A couple of broken down cars. One on 43 on the ramp. On the ramp to Fond du Lac Avenue from 43 northbound. It's a tire changer, so just be extra careful around that. Otherwise, everything else is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mild temperatures and breezy winds this morning, but highs this afternoon will climb into the upper 60s. We're going to watch the chance for some hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms to develop today. Some will stay completely dry. Tonight, showers end early, then temperatures fall as a cold front sweeps through. We're looking at lows dropping down near freezing by tomorrow morning. Wednesday will be a chilly day overall. A few clouds early, plenty of sunshine, but high temperatures stay in the 40s. On Thursday, areas of frost and mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the 50s. Friday, we get back near 60 with rain likely. Then the chance for some scattered showers and storms with high temperatures pushing all the way into the mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got us at 57 degrees right now. So now we know. We finally have answers after all these months of wondering.
At first, I was like, oh my God, what was that noise? And then it was like fight or flight. I was like, oh my God, all my stuff's on the dock. Like, is everyone okay? Swing back as fast as I can. And then we kind of stood on the dock as it was collapsing.
Stood on the dock as it was collapsing. That is a University of Wisconsin-Madison student talking with WISC TV last summer, Labor Day weekend. Lake Mendota. Remember this video? It went viral.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming pier at the Union on campus. It was a beautiful day. Everybody was out there swimming and doing their stuff. The pier collapsed. Almost 24 people were injured. Some went to the hospital. Most of those injuries were minor. None of them ended up being serious.
Scrapes and bruises and things.
Well, 8 months later, we now have a report from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. 8 months after, to let us know what went wrong. From WISC TV, investigators reached the conclusion that student behavior was the root cause of the collapse. Oh, yeah. If you remember the video, and again, this made national news. It was on the Today Show,
Huge
GMA,
story.
everybody had it, right? There were about 80 students on this pier when it collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, there were multiple warnings even to the students, like, hey, got too many out there. We're going to need a few of you to come back in. Nah, we're doing our thing. Everything's fine. This is the incident report from the UW-Madison Environment, Health, and Safety Department. Quote, investigators found that the pier was subjected to strains more than it was designed for. Yeah. Again.
So too many people.
It took 8 months, right? The Madison have a renowned engineering department. Couldn't you have just gotten, Professor Shinland in there to take a look at the video? Yeah, you got too many kids out there.
Yep, that'll do it.
That'll do. Case closed.
They weren't listening when you told them to get off. Okay.
Looks like you got too many people out there on that pier. Investigators found their collective behavior led to a latitudinal strain, which caused a pier support leg to buckle, followed by the catastrophic failure of numerous adjacent support legs and pier elements.
Mm-hmm.
Aha.
All right. Makes sense to me, I guess.
Also known as too damn many kids out there.
Definitely scary. I was shaking for a while, but feeling better now.
There is more than one way to fill a pothole, and your paving company should offer all the right solutions. Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving, where they've got 3 different methods of pothole repairs. So this is the team you want on your property this spring. Your project manager will come out, will examine what type of surface you have, consider how big the holes are, what's the best method to deliver long-term results within your budget. So maybe it's time to redo the whole thing. And if you book a parking lot paving project by the end of May with Johnson & Sons Paving, you will be entered to win the Vinny Visit. The Johnson & Sons team will put me to work on your job site. I am prepared to give you everything I've got. You go to WTMJ.com/contest for entry details, asphalt and concrete. Plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors except for me this one time. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Bucks and Pacers tonight, Game 2 of their best-of-7 playoff series at Fiserv Forum. We'll check in with Lori Nickel from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Get the latest and the lowdown on all things Bucks here in just a couple of minutes. Now, you can't win every game, Vince. I know they're going to the World Series, but you can't win every game. Tough 6th inning, couple of errors for the Brewers. They lose to the Pirates 4-2. 2 errors one by third baseman Joey Ortiz, the other by the first baseman Jake Bowers, and that's what did it. Turned into 3 runs.
No, he doesn't usually shovel the ball like that. He turns and had plenty of time to flip. Had plenty of time. Yeah, just unusual.
Yeah.
Really unusual.
Murph a little surprised by that. It was kinda almost put off by the air, but he understands that it happens. Murphy joins us 1 hour from now for Brewers 360. Hope to get an update from Jacob Junis from the Brewers. He is on the IL. Pitcher got hit in the back of the neck by a BP ball. So batting practice, you know how that goes. All the runners or the players are all kind of on the field sometimes.
Pitchers come out, they run their strides, they get their work in.
Yeah. And oftentimes, I mean, they're always paying attention because they know that balls can come from anywhere. And he got hit in the back of the neck from one that had been shot up there and dropped immediately. He was moving, but he was conscious and all that, but still didn't move for a good 10 or 15 minutes. They kept him down, got him finally on a stretcher and out of there. Brought to the hospital, but sounds okay, but hopefully we can get an update and hopefully he is all right.
You'd rather not be taken to the hospital, right?
Yes. The Brewers you will hear tonight on ESPN Milwaukee because we have the Bucks here on WTMJ. Okay, so now there's this story. Would you like this story?
Yes, I would like this story.
All right,
it's fantastic.
So Yankees and athletics. Yankees and A's. A's batter was hit by a pitch. First batter of the game. A's batter hit by a pitch. Yankees say he swung. Well, yeah, he got hit, but he swung, which means that's a strike. But they didn't call that, so the guy got awarded first base. Well, Yankees manager Aaron Boone started chirping about that. Like, hey, what gives? You should be checking with the first base ump, yada, yada, yada. He's upset with the call. When the umpire behind home plate, Hunter Middlestat, warns him, hey, man, you better keep your mouth shut.
You're not yelling at me. I did what I was supposed to do and check. I'm looking for him to get hit by the pitch. You got anything else to say? You're gone. Okay?
Oh, okay, Hunter. Wow.
Yeah, okay. That audio courtesy of the Yes Network there.
You usually get a little bit of room, but at some point, the umpire's heard enough.
Yeah, hey, man, first batter of the game, come on. We want to play now. If you chirp, you're gone. So moments later.
Well, there you go. And now Aaron's saying, I didn't say anything. Aaron's saying, hold on a second, I didn't say a word.
Yeah, so apparently a fan, you can see it in the video, a fan above the dugout yells something. Umpire thinks it's Boone and says, you're gone. And he goes, hey, and Boone comes out there and he says, it wasn't me. And the umpire tells him, I don't care.
I mean you don't care. I did not say any word.
Yelling and yelling, it wasn't me.
Anything. I did not say anything, Hunter.
The best part is the video after they originally are chirping and he says, hey, one more peep out of you and you're gone. There's video of Boone and he's kind of like looking at his nails like he's not
even looking at the game, right? Much less chirping.
And then he's thrown from the game. He looks up, he's like, what? 5 pitches into the game.
So the fan in the blue shirt is the one who says something to Hunter Wendelstedt. That's what he reacts to, and he kicks out Aaron Boone, who says, whoa, I didn't say anything. And Brad Ausmus is pointing, saying, it's a fan. And Hunter Wendelstedt, as we heard so cleanly on our audio, said, I don't care.
That's the Tommy Lee Jones. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
The fan would take off his zip up to maybe look a little different.
Oh, he was the only one there. He's the only one in the freaking row. There's nobody around him.
He had like a blue pullover on. He takes it off, so maybe he would camouflage a little bit. I'm shocked that New York
never
media.
know it was me.
How has New York media not talked to this fan yet? But anyway, yeah, Boone thrown out after 5 pitches.
We got to ask Murph about that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Especially with the Yankees coming to town this week.
Yep.
6:50 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Talk about turning your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella Windows and Doors. And here's the deal. Now, we've been promoting a deal that was going to go to the end of this month. I just got an update from Gina Della herself. Gina from Pella offering this deal now. So scratch the earlier deal, which was a very nice deal that we were offering till the end of the month. Here's what Gina's willing to do right now. 0% financing for up to 60 months. Or no payments, no interest, nothing down, so you don't pay a dime for up to 24 months. This is if you sign a contract for work to be done in your home. You got to sign that contract by the middle of next month, May 10th. So again, here's the deal. 0% financing for up to 60 months, or you don't pay a dime for 2 years. 0 down, 0 interest for 24 months. If the work is signed on a contract by May 10th. So they don't have to get it done by then, but you got to have things signed to get the work done by May 10th. It's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit them online anytime at PellaWI.com.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 8 minutes before 7 o'clock.
Okay, well, westbound on 94, we are backing up coming out of the Marquette interchange right around 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Westbound 894 is going to be slow as well from 27th Street to 68th through that construction zone. Otherwise, everything else is actually looking pretty good across the system. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. High of 68 degrees today, but could turn stormy this afternoon. And afternoon rain and storms are likely tonight. Showers ending. Temperatures drop off then big time. We'll be down to 30 degrees away from Lake Michigan. Lakeside low at 35. And then for Wednesday, a few clouds in the morning. Then mostly sunny, but cool and breezy. High of just 44 at the lake, 52 inland. Right now at 57 in Milwaukee. The Bucks play Game 2 of their opening round playoff series with the Pacers tonight, 7:30 tip at Fiserv Forum. Dame Lillard, star of the show the other night.
Nembhard on him, fades and fires, three-pointer, and it's another dagger. Hand right in his face. Damian Lillard is a cold-blooded killer so far in this one.
Yeah, still no Giannis tonight as he is nursing that calf injury, so it's got to be Dame time again tonight. Lori Nickel, friend of the program, two-time Sports Writer of the Year for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline with us this morning. So, Lori, is it possible, without suggesting the Bucks are better without Giannis, is it possible Damian Lillard is better without Giannis, or do we have one great game by a great player?
Yeah, I would never, ever say that. And, you know, Damian Lillard would never say that. I mean, it's funny. When you go back to when he came here, he was like, finally, I get to be on a team where I don't have to carry everything all the time and do everything all the time. And it's like, guess what? In game one, you know, you will have to do that of the playoffs. But no, they're better. Indiana's going to come back, you guys. It's going to be a tough series. I'm convinced of it. So no, those two still play well together. What's interesting, though, is watching Damian Lillard play with Chris Middleton. Those two haven't had a whole lot of time together, and they're playing really well together.
So what's the deal with Giannis? What are you hearing?
Nothing. I mean, the only thing we heard is a TV cameraman and another TV anchor saw him, last week just walking without a boot or anything. So that's good. But we've seen that in practice too. Like, I haven't heard anything, which is fine with me. Let him get healthy.
I wanted to bring up something that I was fascinated by this weekend, and it was a piece that you put out about transition offense and how defense really, I'm not explaining it right, but of the sports that we talk about, basketball I probably know the least about, Lori, and you explained something really well about how the Bucks defense is not just about getting stops on that end, but how also their offense really can key off of defensive stops.
Totally. So it's about pace, right? It was a story all about the Bucks are talking about pace. And when you think about pace, you're probably thinking about running fast, trying to, this older team trying to keep up with this really young, fast up-tempo Indiana Pacers team. But in fact, pace is not that for the Milwaukee Bucks. For pace, it means how they play. If the Pacers make a basket, they still have to hustle even more to retrieve the ball, take it out of bounds, bring it up court, and push their offense. That's the key. If the Pacers miss, which they missed a lot in the first half of Game 1, the Bucks can retrieve that ball. If they crash the boards, they have to remember to do that, and then they can beat them a step up. And that has been the key to both their offense and their defense, which has been really interesting because their defense, how they defensive rebound, how they shot, defend the shooters. Tyrese Halliburton only had 9 points in Game 1. If you force Indiana to miss, that means that they don't have to get the ball after it goes to the basket, take it out of bounds. They save a second or two, maybe 3, 4, and get up quicker. They don't do it every time, but they did it a lot in Game 1, and that's how the defense directly affects their offense.
We should just do that again.
Do that again.
Just do that again.
3 more times. How was the crowd on Sunday night?
I thought it was really good. It's funny, where we sit in press row, I'm kind of isolated and I sit back so I don't hear how noisy it is all the time. But I have to wear earplugs, and then I also wear these noise-canceling headphones just so that I don't get a migraine because it's so loud in there.
Good.
Because I need to work for the next 4 hours after the game's over. So I was like, wow, this is really loud. And it wasn't artificial noise. It was real fan noise, so it was good.
Awesome. Bucks and Pacers, Game 2 at Fiserv Forum tonight. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you. Take care.
Lillard from 30 feet out knocks down another from the left side.
Central Division, the team that's swishing, running and dishing. The Bucks on a mission. Cassell and Ray hold it down in the back.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
2 new Panera Bread locations are being planned for the Milwaukee region. One is proposed in the Southtown Shopping Center in West Allis, and another is planned for North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Construction on a Milwaukee neighborhood with 40 tiny homes for veterans could begin as soon as spring 2025. Veterans Community Project is the nonprofit behind the project, and it needs to raise at least $1 million before work can begin. A new restaurant called The Supper Club is targeted to open in July in Germantown on the site where Big Boy formerly operated. The owners of the new eatery also run the Stillery restaurant in Richfield and Grafton. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi for the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and so much more. Every unit is custom built. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
At the Bath Authority. Spring into savings this month at Heiser Automotive. It's the perfect time to upgrade into a new or used vehicle, and just in time to enjoy the warmer weather. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. Our team will assist throughout the process to help you make the best decision. Plus, as an added thank you, you'll receive our exclusive Safe and Sound program. This includes the Vehicle Exchange Program, Roadside Assistance for Life, and much more. See all details at Heiser.com. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
1 down, 3 more to go.
He's going to launch one anyway, and he drills it. Damian Lillard has not met a defender that can slow him down tonight.
Game 2 of round 1 between the Bucks and Pacers begins tonight at 7 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, April 23rd, our top story. Then whose blood is it?
I'm Eric Bilstead. Back to the testimony in New York City.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Northbound on 43 is getting a little bit tight between Locust and Keefe. We've got westbound 94 slowing down from about 25th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's going to be backed up a little bit before 84th Street to about 76th. Also, westbound 894 a little slow from the Mitchell interchange, basically from 27th Street all the way to 68th through the construction zone. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Partly to mostly cloudy to start the day, then this afternoon, rain and storms on our way to a breezy high of 68 degrees. Temperatures drop off tonight with a low temp down to 30 degrees away from Lake Michigan. Right now we're at 55, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we do have an update on the human remains story that we've been following for weeks on WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson waived his preliminary hearing. Anderson, accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson, is pleading not guilty. Prosecutors believe Anderson went on a date with Robinson, and they say he killed her before spreading body parts across Milwaukee County. She was first reported missing early this month. Anderson charged with first-degree intentional homicide, among other charges. An amendment to the criminal complaint said blood evidence found in Anderson's home did not match Robinson's DNA. Anderson is still behind bars. He's due back in court in May.
The hunt is on for the rest of Sade Robinson's remains, and the volunteers who searched Lake Michigan say the search was difficult.
Right away, we could see it was lined with a lot of rocks, very much littered that whole shoreline. So that was pretty disappointing.
Keith Corbican is the founder of Bruce's Legacy, the nonprofit that used sonar technology to search the waters.
It's going to be gruesome. There's no doubt about it. But what we do is recover drowning victims.
Corbican started the group after his brother died attempting a water rescue in Black River Falls. He's been on a mission ever since.
I train police and fire departments to do searches properly so their departments, their families don't have to deal with what ours dealt with.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Opening statements in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York City included prosecutors detailing his alleged affair with an adult film star, Stormy Daniels.
Court reporters noted the former president shaking his head during the opening statements as 34 counts against him were laid out by prosecutors. Criminal defense attorney Julius Kim tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Impressions matter, right? And one of the most important people that you need to kind of prepare is your own client.
Kim's thoughts on if we will see the former president take the stand?
You know what? I do. He thinks that he might be able to convince a jury that he didn't know that any of this stuff was going on or why these payments were being made.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Man from Kenosha is being held in Racine County Jail after a wild chase with police. Mount Pleasant police initially stopping Lamar Hackett for speeding near Green Bay and Biscayne Avenue on Sunday. When they got to the car, he could smell marijuana. He admitted to having an open bottle of alcohol, sped off, crashed the car, ran into the woods. They were later able to find him. Hackett now in custody, facing several charges.
Another car crash in Milwaukee left someone cleaning up the mess on their front lawn. Milwaukee police investigating this crash, 6 o'clock in the morning Monday. Car hit by another vehicle, and then that vehicle slammed into somebody's fence, landed right near the front porch, 76th and Carmen. That neighbor telling TMJ4 News she sees stuff like this all the time.
That's why we call it Highway 76. The bumpers that's right there, there's usually, I've picked up 2 bumpers from the street before myself, like drag them out of the street and put them on the side. That's how much it's always something.
The driver of that other car fled the scene, and police have yet to track that person down.
Coming up, mortality at a hospital may depend on your doctor's gender.
Citing a limited WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
Now's the time to make those big spring purchases at Fleet Farm. Husqvarna mowers, Minn Kota trollers, Goodyear tires. Fleet Rewards credit card members can enjoy special financing for 3 full years on qualifying purchases. So don't wait. There's never been a better time to get everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. 36-month special financing available on in-store purchases of $1,499 or more after discounts made with your Fleet Rewards credit card. Now through May 1st, 2024. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See customer service for details.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Doesn't it seem like you never have anything to wear? That's why I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Whether it's a designer top, jeans, an adorable skirt, or cute accessories, I always seem to find something I like. And at prices I love. Gently used women's clothing and accessories for far less than you thought possible. At St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd in Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
CertaPro Painters know how important your home is to you. I know how good a job they do because CertaPro Painters did our house. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It was professional, it was easy, it was quick, and it was efficient. And so affordable. It's CertaPro Painters. They get the job done right, even those hard-to-reach places they will knock out of the ballpark. Free estimates, reliable communication, professional painting, all at the right price. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters. Choose the team we went with, CertaPro Painters.
Your ticket to State Fair Fun is just $13. This unbeatable price ends April 30th. Don't let summer vibes pass you by. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com. It's time to feel good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 1st through the 11th.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Brewers stumble on the road as we open a series with the Pirates. We've got sports at 7:15.
A long playoff run for the Bucks is not only great for the city morale, it's also a positive effect to the bottom line.
Really, the economic impact, to put it in simple terms, is about new socks to wash.
Tim Sheehy is a senior advisor to the MMAC. So what's that about new socks now?
When you come to the playoffs, think of the media, team officials, visiting fans, other people that are coming to spend that wouldn't normally spend here. That adds money to the economy, and that's what the playoffs are about, really bringing new dollars into the economy. So it's great.
Sheehy, a guest on Monday's Wisconsin's Midday News. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
New study finds we're less likely to die if the doctor treating you is a woman. CBS News' Vicki Barker reports.
This wasn't the first study to show patient outcomes are better under female physicians, suggesting that male doctors might want to reflect on the findings and think about how they might improve their own practice.
A study in the Annals of Internal Medicine found a small but statistically significant difference in mortality rates for both male and female patients, depending on whether they were being treated by a male or female physician.
What's the theory there? There's got to be a...
Women are better listeners.
Yeah.
Right.
Pay attention more, and they're
might catch something that you're saying, or might be able to pick up on something that you're not saying. That's the other thing. Everybody lies to their doctor, right? You know, oh, what happened? Oh, things are feeling good. Are they though? What about this? What about that? Right?
That's good. That's a good point.
There's two reasons right there off the top of my head. 7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Universal Windows Direct. Call Universal Windows Direct today, 414-410-2000. For every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. No limits. Plus, we'll upgrade your new windows to triple pane glass for free. Extra protection from the elements. Call 414-410-2000. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. For every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Tell them I told you to call, and you get $250 off your order. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 11 minutes after 7.
All right, still a little bit slow on westbound 94 from about 25th Street out to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down from 92nd Street all the way past 76. We've also got some backups on westbound 894 from 27th Street to 68th. That is through that construction zone on 894. Otherwise, the rest of the system still looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Look for the chance for some hit or miss rain showers to develop this afternoon with some mild temperatures, highs in the upper 60s. Tonight, showers will come to an end as temperatures drop behind a cold front, breezy winds, and low temperatures near freezing by Wednesday morning. A cold day on Wednesday with high temperatures stuck in the 40s for most. After some morning clouds, we'll see plenty of sunshine. Thursday, some morning frost and plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the 50s. Friday, we're back near 60, but rain likely. Saturday, more scattered showers and storms, but high temperatures climb into the mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
55 degrees in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Petrano.
All right, pop quiz. Ready? Vince, how much change do you think Americans toss every year? Quarters, nickels. How much money do you think Americans leave in a tray, drop on the ground, throw away, leave at TSA every year?
So this isn't in your change jar, which a lot of folks have, right? On the
money
dresser,
that gets tossed.
It's gone.
Unquote. Yeah.
How much? You want a dollar figure?
Per year. How much dollar figure would you say?
Per person, or you're looking for the big number?
No, big number.
$1 million.
Deb, you there or are you working?
She's recording right now.
All right, she's busy working. All right.
I'll answer for Debbie. $2 million.
Not even close. $68 million.
In change?
Yes.
On the sidewalk?
Every year. And a lot of that ends up in the garbage. The Wall Street Journal's Oya Nanadoyan, she did a story about this, about how there's this waste management facility in Pennsylvania. It's called ReWorld. They actually make it a point to try to find this money.
Think about all of the change that ends up in your car or stuck between the couch cushions in your living room, and then it all gets vacuumed up at some point, right? So that change that's stuck in the vacuum then gets thrown out, and that trash is delivered to landfills all over the country. So, piece by piece, change is being accumulated in the trash. We don't even know that it's happening.
So ReWorld has recovered now $10 million in coins.
Well, I guess it's worth it then.
Yes. And they say, though, the Journal says that about $6 million has been deemed good enough to use. So a lot of it is either damaged or whatnot. But they're finding it and actually making it a point to look for these coins. And she said when she even went to the place, she was on America This Morning, that you hear at 4 a.m. here on WTMJ. See, she went and visited. She could even see it just in the pile. She's like, oh, there's a nickel right there. It's.
So is that somebody's job? That's Richard's job down at Waste Management or whatever. Just pick out the pennies and nickels and stuff.
Then you can deem which ones are good enough to save, and there's millions of dollars. Wow! Because the rest of us are too lazy. We just toss our coins.
Whatever.
7:15.
Wisconsin's Morning News. Sports up next.
Generac. Hi, this is Steve from Mr. Holland's Home Services. The powers that be claim that you need to hear that word 3 times in 60 seconds to get you interested in a brand new whole house backup generator. What we really should be saying is lightning, 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 because all it takes is an unwanted and untimely power outage to spark your interest in a backup generator. Mr. Holland's crew can hardwire your whole house generator directly into your home's electrical system. So when the power peters out, your charge is still churning and the lights are still burning. And with up to 24 months interest-free financing with approved credit, the cost isn't concerning. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services to schedule the installation of your brand new backup generator. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you need more power, we can help.
Challenge. Find Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom. It's not easy. 665 Larry Court, Waukesha. You'll need it this Saturday for Siding Unlimited's open house from 8 to 1. Here's a clue. SidingUnlimited.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
NBA playoff game number 2 is tonight at Pfizer Forum for the Bucks and Pacers. The Bucks lead that series 1-0. Giannis said to be doubtful, but I feel like there's a little bit of good news coming from the head coach.
I know he's doing physical lifting and moving, but today I think he's been on the court 4 days in a row.
Yeah, huh? So he's moving. He's on the court.
I know it's not what Doc means, but like, what did he say the other day? Well, he's walking around. Yeah, I hear you, man, but
you want more than that?
Yeah.
Come on, Doc.
I've used the line. I don't want to use it about my name. Somebody help him. I'm not a real doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, so back off.
All right, so back off. All right.
Bucks and
Sorry,
Pacers
Coach.
tonight,
My bad.
7:30 tip. Pregame at 7 o'clock right here on WTMJ. As for the Brewers, you can hear them on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee tonight. They had a tough 6th inning. Defense wasn't too sharp in the 6th inning. Couple of errors there that leads to 3 runs scored. The Brewers fall 4-2 to the Pirates. Pat Murphy said, yeah, that error that Jake Bauers had, the first baseman, just not like him.
Made an unfortunate error there that is very unlikely. That kid's a tremendous first baseman. Very unlike him. But anyways, that opened the game up.
So they're back at it tonight. Before the game, scary moment when pitcher Jacob Junis was hit in the back of the neck with a fly ball. This happened during batting practice. He was on the ground for about 10 to 15 minutes. He was moving and conscious, but still, there's video of it right in the back of the neck. Fly ball in the right field there. He was just jogging.
Like he just went down.
Gone. Yeah, man. So it sounds like he's okay per the Brewers, but we hope to get an update on that as well today. By the way, we should also mention that Pat Murphy, the skip, joins us for Brewers 360 today. It's Tuesday, so 7:45.
A little Packers news. Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
They
got a draft coming up.
Pre-draft news conference in quotes at Lambeau Field Monday.
Pre-draft word salad.
First round of the draft coming up Thursday night already. The Packers have 11 picks in the draft's 7 rounds. So there is some room to wheel and deal, right? We were just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
You and me. I said, for sure, you got to use some of those to move up in the draft, right? You're not going to draft 11 guys.
Right,
you don't want all these guys. Well, Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst said he'd take more than that.
You never have enough ammunition to build your rooms so that there's, significant competition in every room. I think that's really important. So we have 11 right now. I'd love to end up with 13, 14 or more. I would never shy away from that.
Yeah, I'd take 14 guys in camp here. A little competition. So
all right.
I guess that's why he does what he does.
Sure,
and
good strategy.
I do what I do. Packers' first round pick is number 25. Rounds where they have 2 picks include the 2nd, the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. 7:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Eric Bilstad from WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News. There is always another way. So if you're dealing with a bad knee or an achy back or a shoulder that barks at you and you don't want surgery, you do have other options. QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management that we've seen in a long time. So if you've got the achy joints and your joint pain is keeping you from doing the fun exercise, the fun recreations that you like to do in the summer months, then call QC Kinetics. Because surgery, steroids, and drugs are no longer your best options. QC Kinetics uses your own body's power to repair and restore damaged tissue. If you'd like to learn more, give them a call. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. You can get yourself a free consultation. Stop by one of their locations, Greenfield, Mequon, 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
7:21, and then we'll talk live with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Got some wet weather ahead, Deb.
Alrighty then. Okay, well, we've got some delays out on the roads right now. We got a broken down vehicle westbound 94 at about 84th Street. It is off on the left shoulder, but it's enough to make folks go, what? And slow down a little bit. We got eastbound slowing down too out of the Zoo interchange all the way to about Hawley Road. Southbound on 43 backing up from Hampton all the way down past Keefe. Westbound 894 backing up out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street through that construction zone. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line. It's 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Breezy high of 68 degrees with scattered afternoon rain and storms moving in, and then we get cold again tonight. Right now at 55 degrees.
Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain.
At 7:22 on Wisconsin's Morning News, this is when we check in with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Morning, Niz.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Good enough, but you've got afternoon rain and storms. Boy, how do we still have fire danger right now across the state with all the rain we've had this spring?
I know. I talked to John about it, Rick, here in the afternoon yesterday about the same thing. To be honest, I know there's, the DNR and the National Weather Service and those who, officially look at this and put out advisories. But the best way I could sum it up is this is just kind of like the heart of our wildfire season, meaning that this is when we obviously start warming up, and there's still some dead winter brush around that's brown, not because it's dry, but brown because it died during winter. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so, right. So it just hadn't come back yet.
Yeah, it just hasn't come back yet. It's especially northern half of the state. So we're faring better than they are. You get days that have warmth and lower humidity and windy conditions. We can all agree we've had the wind. That's the combination to give us that heightened fire danger. However, compared to other springs at this point, we are faring much better because of the rain.
So what do you see this afternoon then? We've got rain and storms. Is this everybody gets it, or it's kind of here and there?
Yeah, it's here and there for sure. This is not. This isn't one where you want to immediately get down the fertilizer quick because it's for sure going to rain. Not one of those rains.
Who are you talking to right now?
I don't know. I know a few people, but it's going to be scattered, if anything at all. So there's probably going to be an area of light rainfall that goes mainly south of us. Slight chance we get clipped with that around midday, early afternoon. And then it's really not until this evening, like 5, 6 o'clock, that we could start to see a couple little showers and storms bubbling up. And they will be in scattered nature. Not everybody's going to see them.
Are we going to see some significant rainfall getting into this weekend, Niz?
Yeah, I see.
I'm going to need you to amend that forecast.
I know, right?
Jeez.
We're getting into this time frame where it seems like everybody's now starting to get their outdoor plans this weekend, over the weekends. And right now, I have not looked at the latest long-range data this morning, but as I left off last night, we could have multiple rounds of heavier rain starting Friday through Sunday. So it's not going to rain the entire 3-day period. We're not building the ark or anything, but it really is looking like, we could have multiple chances for a big swath of rain to move through.
All right, Niz, you're one of the biggest Bucks fans I know. Aberration in Game 1, how badly we worked over Indianapolis or Indiana.
I felt really good.
Right.
That Game 1 to me as a fan brought the optimism back like big time. Like I felt like the big thing was I think everybody's narrative of like, hey, this is why we got Dame. This is why. We paid him all that, he's getting paid all that money. He's supposed to be a top 10 player. Go show it. And he showed it. I mean, he basically put them to bed, in the first half. So that was awesome to see. I'm sure Indiana's going to come back with another punch, but I like it. Obviously, a long run is going to ride on Giannis's help, but we'll see.
Yeah, what do you make of that? We were talking. We played some sound from Doc Rivers this morning. Doc's like, just so y'all know, like, I'm not actually a doctor, so like,
I have no idea.
Whatever I tell you is just. He goes, I don't even go by the training room. I'm afraid they're going to put me on the table. So I don't know what to make of what we're hearing and what we're not hearing.
I think he's hurt, and I think it's one of those like tissue, like that we go through. But the problem with us is we literally saw the guy like snap his knee backwards on a 90-degree angle and then show up a week later, and now we think that no matter what, that's always going to be the case with Giannis. And it's like, but to be honest, like if I felt like if it was a do-or-die situation tonight, we'd see him.
See, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he did end up playing tonight because you're right, Niz. We're just kind of conditioned this way.
Yeah, you never know. Like, I think we all think there's like a little bit more games than what goes on, like with any sport. Like, maybe they're tricking them or something. But maybe there is probably some sort of mind games with that, where they're being mysterious because they want the competition to be guessing.
Well,
I think
I'm fine with it. Be careful with them, and let's roll Indiana, and then let's move on.
I think after game one, the way things are, sure, let's take Indiana's best shot without him and see what happens, because I liked what I saw in the first game. I mean, we not only obviously Dame was hot, but they played great defense and they had energy, and the home crowd is huge in playoffs. So let's ride it again.
Appreciate it, Niz. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average at 38,240. That was up 250 some points. NASDAQ at 15,451, up more than 1% on Monday. And the S&P 500 at 5011, up 43 points. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Badger Fence. If you listen to the show, you heard me talk about the beautiful new cedar fence I installed in my home in 2020. Well, the company I trusted with that job is Badger Fence. They've been installing high-quality, durable fences in the metro Milwaukee area since 1945. They're a proud member of the Better Business Bureau with an A-plus rating, as well as a member of the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. If privacy, security, and a wide choice of fence styles are top of mind when choosing a fence for your property, then Badger Fence is the right company. With more than 75 years of experience, Badger Fence knows that premium fence materials, design options, and affordability all play an important role in your overall satisfaction with your fencing project. So whether you want wood, ornamental, chain link, or even PVC, they can help you choose the right materials for your fencing project. And when it comes to quality, they are unmatched in the industry and at the most competitive prices. We love our new wood fence, and when my wife Kathy and I were shopping around for fence companies, we found the right match with Badger Fence. To set up an appointment to talk with Badger Fence about your project, go to badgerfence.com. Tell them Steve from WTMJ sent you.
When you come to Diamonds Direct, we know it's always the start of a celebration, an engagement, your wedding day, honoring a lifetime of love, searching for that special birthday gift for the one you love the most, and all the celebrations in between. That's why we've curated a shopping experience to match your excitement. You walk into a beautiful showroom with experts eager to help, or if you prefer, just explore on your own as long as you like. At Diamonds Direct, we've taken pressure out of the process. Our experts are cheerful and engaging. We'll help you on your terms with your price range when you're ready. We've made it easy by offering virtually unlimited options. With everything in our showcase being handpicked for its beauty and quality, you can't go wrong. You are guaranteed to get the best value because we are the value leader, and you have confidence in knowing you are protected with our lifetime warranties and guarantees. Diamonds Direct's experience is designed with our goal of creating not just a happy moment, but a magical one. So you leave smiling just like you came in. Diamonds Direct, for your best moments in life. Get store hours and directions at diamondsdirect.com.
Check out Sendik's anniversary specials this week. Natural pork baby back ribs or boneless skinless grade A chicken thighs for just $2.98 per pound. Happy 98th, Sendik's.
Southbound 43 backing up from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, you're slowing down from Highway 100 through the zoo all the way through the stadium interchange, with the westbound side heavy out of the Marquette out to Mitchell Boulevard. Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered afternoon rain and storms this afternoon with a high of 68 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Donald Trump's criminal trial continuing in New York this morning with a hearing on whether the former president should be held in contempt for violating the court's gag order, as prosecutors allege he has done at least 10 times so far. With Trump sitting in court, President Biden is headed to Florida to campaign on the issue of abortion.
Now down in Tampa today, the president will hold his first major campaign event on the issue 1 week before the state of Florida is set to ban abortion after 6 weeks, before most women even know they are pregnant, with exceptions, of course, for rape, incest, and the life of the mother.
That's ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. More than 100 arrests were made overnight as police dismantled a pro-Palestinian encampment on the campus of NYU. That follows days of protests there and on other college campuses. The Senate is returning to Washington today to vote on the $95 billion foreign aid package. It's already passed the House. It'll send money to Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan, and will decide on the future ownership of TikTok. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center this morning, an update on the story about the human remains that we've been following for weeks here on WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson waived his preliminary hearing in court this week, accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson. He is pleading not guilty to the crime. Prosecutors believe Anderson went on a date with Robinson. They say then he killed her before spreading her body parts across Milwaukee County. She was first reported missing early this month. Anderson charged with first-degree intentional homicide, among other charges. Now, an amendment to the criminal complaint says that blood evidence found in Anderson's home did not match Robinson's DNA. Anderson is still behind bars. He is due back in court in May.
Less than a week after being sworn in, Milwaukee County Supervisor Sky Capriolo is dealing with a deadly crash near 35th in Wisconsin, where a driver ran a red light, slammed into a Milwaukee County transit bus. A passenger in that car was killed. Capriolo tells TMJ4 News.
This is really going to be a collaborative effort to solve this. A huge part of it is the community. We have to hold ourselves accountable for when we get out here on these roads that we're going the speed limit, that we're not drinking and driving, we're not under the influence of drugs, we're not texting.
Capriolo says the county board will continue efforts to try and curb reckless driving, including plans for traffic calming construction projects.
Now, despite our wet weather, we do still have a higher risk of fire in this spring season. That's National Weather Service says Wisconsinites should be aware of. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky telling WTMJ, even though we've had kind of a wet spring, there are some other risk factors.
There's just stuff that is still dormant and dead, especially like on the roadway sides of the highways and stuff that, you know, still is brown because it just died during winter, not necessarily brown because it's been so dry.
And as Nansky's saying that southeast Wisconsin should only see moderate risk. It's northern Wisconsin, really, where the risk is high or very high.
Real work job training before graduation. That's what Project Search is giving to high school seniors with disabilities.
There are 30 programs in Wisconsin, including one at Mitchell International Airport for NPS students. 2018 alumni and airport gift shop employee Jordan Wagner tells WTMJ.
I was one of the first Project Search interns. The most important thing is to get the experience.
General manager at the airport, Yahona Pritchard, tells WTMJ.
The Project Search interns have been an integral piece of our puzzle here at the Milwaukee Airport, especially after the pandemic. The acceptance and the inclusiveness and the culture that we've created, there's no way that we would have been able to do all of this without Project Search.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
More than 70% of the program participants have a job within 9 months of graduation.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Coming up, they're suing her again. Madonna just can't get on time.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep Dodge Ram.
A buck. In today's world, it doesn't go far, unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, we'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost, with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There really is no catch. You don't have to buy a car or truck from us. We'd like to sell you one, though. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. You buy one, two, or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevy in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar grow further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost, that's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
A Brewers Group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Birthday parties, anniversaries, or bachelor parties. You can count on the Brewers to host. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite spot at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're ready to build your dream yard or get out on the water, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like a 22-inch Yard Force push mower powered by Briggs & Stratton, only $279.99. Sta-Bil gasoline stabilizer, $10.99 a quart. Gojo Natural Orange Hand Cleaner with pumice, just $11.99 a gallon. And save $40 on a lifetime Kenai Sit-on-Top kayak, $259.99. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, our guest on Brewers 360 at 7:45.
The Material Girl getting another lawsuit. Madonna sued again over starting her shows late.
They're not giving Madonna love, fans giving more lawsuits over late shows. Concertgoers in D.C. have filed a class action lawsuit saying Madonna's shows there in December started 2 hours late, it was uncomfortably hot in the arena, and she lip-synced her song, all making for an unpleasant experience, and they want compensation. This follows a similar suit by the same lawyers in New York. Her lawyers are trying to get the original suit thrown out.
ABC's Jason Nathanson. So that's an interesting point. Okay, so what are your expectations as a concert goer that you can file a lawsuit? Like lip syncing, right. That's interesting to me. Like if I'm going to a show, I would anticipate the artist is actually going to be singing, right?
You would, but is that between what I expect as a fan versus that to which I am entitled as a customer, right? But legally.
I would like to think that I'm entitled to the person actually singing the song.
You
right?
asked for a show, you bought a ticket for a show, you got a show.
And I'm not talking about Super Bowl or something
right.
like that, or even SNL or anything like that. I mean, if I'm paying a ticket, you're saying a show is just a show. Whether it's
from a legal standpoint. As a fan, yeah, I'd be bent. But I mean, like, can you sue somebody over that? I'm more interested in the start time. I'm right there with these people.
Hey, you can lip sync all you want, Milli Vanilli, but make sure you start at 8 p.m.
That's right. If you say 8 o'clock, I want to see you out before 8:30, please. 7:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
It's Temper Week at Steinhoffels, the absolute best time to get a Tempur-Pedic mattress. Stop in and test rest the all-new Tempur-Pedic Adapt and get a $25 restaurant reward card. And if their new Tempur-Pedic Adapt isn't in stock when you stop in the store, it's free. It's Temper Week at Steinhoffels, so get in and test rest the new Tempur Adapt and have lunch on Steinhoffels. Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
I decided that spending the time and money to rehab the unit and sell it through conventional means was not in my best interest. They give you a fair price offer, close quickly, and pay promptly. The process with Grandview was virtually effortless.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
With crippling inflation, the locally owned Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford has the best Tuesday dining value anywhere. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet is just $9.99. It's all your favorite authentic Mexican food for $9.99. Kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Sunday through Thursday, they can safely play in that huge game room while you finish up your all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet. The Mine Shaft is super affordable and very family-friendly. The Wednesday and Friday fish fry is now just $4.99. That's a crazy low price, $4.99. Stop today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for $9.99. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. Come early today. From 2 till 5, cocktails, beers, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft. No reservations needed. Just walk on in. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
20 to 8. Debbie, what's happening on the roads?
Well, Well, we've got a few hiccups out there, most of them being broken down vehicles. Eastbound 94, right just past Moreland Road, off on the left shoulder. Another one on the westbound side, just about at Elm Grove Road, almost to Elm Grove Road. So watch out for that. We've also got delays basically out of the Zoo interchange all the way through the Stadium interchange there. Southbound on 43, backing up from before Silver Spring all the way down to Keith, with the northbound side slowing down around the North Avenue curve up past Keith. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mild temperatures so far this morning in the 50s. We're heading towards the upper 60s this afternoon. The chance for a couple rain showers and thunderstorms developing. They will be hit or miss for today. Tonight, a cold front sweeps through. That will allow our temperatures to fall quickly through the overnight hours. Lows near freezing by tomorrow morning. Wednesday will be a chilly day. A few clouds early, then mostly sunny skies, but high temperatures only in the 40s with some breezy winds. Thursday, we'll look at mostly sunny skies, areas of frost early on, then high temperatures in the 50s. Friday, we're back near 60 with rain likely, and then on Saturday, high temperatures in the mid-70s with scattered showers and storms. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm 2 forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 55 degrees. This always happens. We bring something up that seems anecdotal, maybe to a small number of people, and then we get a lot of folks texting in and sharing their stories. We've been doing this story about how the Wall Street Journal was reporting that there's an increase in the time that it takes to drop off kids and pick them up at school. More and more parents appear to be driving their kids to school.
And there's even referendums in place now that have been voted on to help with the pickup, like the setup on how it's set in the parking lot.
All right, so got this. I'm a crossing guard at an elementary school. I have to be here at least 45 minutes to an hour early to get a parking spot because so many parents are trying to avoid the fray by queuing up early and then just sitting. They're squatting in some spot here.
Oh, reasons. I don't understand. I don't get why you'd want to go early and hang out.
Reasons that were offered as to why this is happening is, one, the bus driver shortage, so longer bus routes. Maybe parents are less inclined to have their kids on the bus if they can find a way to drive them to school. And then the second point, a piggyback on that, is with more and more families having at least one or more parents who have some hybrid work or work from home, people are home and you can do it, where before you couldn't. If both parents, or if you're a single parent and somebody's on the way out, always for work, you couldn't do it before. Now that you can, more parents are.
I sent you a picture yesterday of a school in my neighborhood that had cars waiting 40 minutes before. There was drivers waiting 40 minutes before the bell would ring.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
I don't understand why you'd go that early to pick someone up from school.
Sorry, you got two legs, don't you? 7:43, Brewers manager Pat Murphy, our guest on Brewers 360 next.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, celebrating 65 years of delighting Wisconsin drivers and their 46-year partnership with Mazda. Connect with Holiday to experience the award-winning guest care of Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer while you score enticing offers like finance rates as low as 0% on select models or a comfortably low lease payment. Perfect timing to test drive a new Mazda. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Bucks and Pacers Game 2 of the Round 1 playoff series tonight at Fiserv Forum. It's a 7:30 tip. That game's going to be here on WTMJ.
The Brewers you can hear on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee tonight after falling to the Pirates last night 4-2.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Holiday Automotive, and on Tuesdays, we get the skipper, joined this morning by Brewers manager Pat Murphy. Morning, Murph.
Morning.
Hey, can we ask you first about Jacob Junis? He's out there in the outfield last night. He's running strides. He's been on the IL. He's just doing his thing that happens all the time in Major League Baseball. And he took a line drive to the neck and was down for a little bit. But just a bizarre injury.
Really was, but thank God, no fracture, no other. We'll check today and see how he feels. There could be a concussion involved, but scary moment. But all is good, generally speaking. Unfortunate, it does happen during batting practice. Guys running in the outfield. Ball came in, everybody yells heads up. People turn. and it hit Jacob right in the back of the neck.
It's an interesting orchestration. We've all seen it where when everyone's out there kind of doing their work and paying attention to the balls coming in. Were you able to talk to Jacob at all?
Oh yeah, he was coherent. We just precautionary brought him to the hospital and made sure there was nothing more. Yeah, it's more startling than anything else. Those balls are hit pretty hard, and it could have been worse. So I'm sure that everybody's more aware. It happens every couple of years, and then everybody gets more and more aware of, staying out of harm's way.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, our guest here on Brewers 360. Skip, I want to ask you, got the Yankees coming to town. Friday they come into American Family Field after you get done with Pittsburgh here. I don't know if you had a chance to see Yankees manager Aaron Boone get caught up in his thing yesterday.
So Boone got thrown out of the game for something he didn't say.
Well, I'm telling you, it's like the teacher looking over, always knowing how that guy over there, that Pat Murphy, he's always messing around, and then the teacher then abruptly just turns and assumes that it's me.
Yeah, if we'd set up.
I'm not speaking from personal experience.
We didn't think you were at all.
Yeah, so essentially what had happened was the Yankees dugout was upset with a call. The batter for the A's got hit, but they thought he swung the bat. He got awarded first base because the ball hit him. And he was warned by Hunter Middlestat, the umpire. He said, "Hey, another word out of you, and Aaron, I'm going to toss you. First batter of the game." And fan in the front row there right behind the dugout chirps, and then, "All right, Aaron, you're gone. You're out of here." What's so funny, Skip, is the video. There's video of the Yankees game of Boone looking at his nails, he's just kind of checking. He's not even he's not even looking at the field, and then all of a sudden he gets rung up.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, but it happens. The umpires they're in a tough spot. They got out people yelling at them, and it seemed like now they're on headsets and everybody can hear them. So when it was turned up, as loud as it was, they could hear everything that was being said.
Have you ever been thrown out?
Yeah. I can't remember. I really can't remember. I think I have. Yeah.
I mean, you get a little bit of room. I mean, that's one thing as a fan. It's kind of like fights in hockey. The game is the game, but also as a fan, I don't mind. I like you up in the grill a little bit, giving the guy the business. But there's
throwing a base or two.
Right, there's only so much rope there, right, Skip?
Yeah, well, it's what you say. It's sometimes you go out, and I've been out in my previous experiences. I've been out and said things that "Hey, look, I got to be out here. I'm supporting these guys. I got to be out here. I don't know exactly what happened. You were probably right, but I'm out here." And then sometimes you're out there and you feel differently. You're like, "No, you got that wrong. You didn't take your time. You thought it was this. You thought it was that." And it's how personal you make it. If you make it too personal, man, it's gonna blow up on you.
If you're ever out there,
but if you ask them about the weather, ask them how their kids are. That kind of thing.
That's what I was wondering. If you're like, "Hey, I got to be out here." So how's everything going? How's your wife?
You good? Everything good?
Children?
How's the kids? How's everything? Great.
Is the old adage from Bull Durham true? The word you can't say, or the thing you can't call?
Oh, you can't say that one. Nope. Can't say that. There's probably a list of 5 or 6 you can't say. So.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy with us. Good luck against the Pirates again tonight, Skip.
Oh, thanks a million. Appreciate it, guys.
10 minutes before 8 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News. Mark Tauscher next.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here. You can turn your ordinary space into something extraordinary with brand new Pella windows. The luxurious look, sleek design, and custom colors available is guaranteed to give your home the extra pop to entertain and to keep you comfortable. It's the best of both worlds. Plus, getting the perfect windows and doors for your home has never been easier. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months or no down payment, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months if you book before April 30th. Take ownership of your living space and make it a place worth living with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Wisconsin State Fair has $12 group tickets on sale now. Hurry, the sale ends April 30th. Visit wistatefair.com to save big for group tickets.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
9 minutes to 8 o'clock. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
A little bit of a backup along southbound 43, starting at Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side slow from Fond du Lac up past Keith. 41 southbound's backed up from before Silver Spring all the way down almost to Capitol. Westbound 94 slow out of the Marquette interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slowing from 92nd Street to about 35th. And then we've got some backups northbound 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange and around the Plainfield curve all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drakamp. Dave Drakamp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Partly to mostly cloudy today, a high of 68. Now, we do have some scattered afternoon rain and storms today into this afternoon, into the evening. So showers will end tonight. The temp's going to fall quickly. So we have that high of 68 today, then a low of 30 degrees inland tonight. Wednesday, a few clouds in the morning, then sunny, cool and breezy, a high of 52 inland. Right now, 56 at 7:52.
Idea Man.
I think it's an absolutely terrible idea.
Innovative.
I think everybody is selling pies and cookie dough and water softener to try to make ends meet so that these teams can play.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
There's a lot of other stuff that I think the WI could take a look at. I think NIL is a horrible idea when it comes to high school athletics.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. All right, we got one for you here, Tausch. Eric just had the story at the bottom of the hour news. Some fans are suing Madonna. For two reasons.
Madonna's been sued before because she starts so late. Like, some of her concerts have begun like 2.5 hours late, which is a little ridiculous. So she's had lawsuits like that filed. But this one is new to me. I've never thought of this before. She's being sued not only because she was late in Washington, D.C. for a show, Tausch, but also because she was lip syncing. So what are the expectations as a concert goer? Do you deserve the musician to be singing and performing? How do you identify or define the performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a real slippery slope that they're going down, because then, you look at from a sporting event standpoint, are you going to sue if your team stinks and your quarterback has 5 picks? So I do think the expectations of a concert, if you're going to spend your money and you're going to park and you're going to do all that stuff, you're going because you like the music and you like being in the energy and the atmosphere. So I guess the one that would bother me, if she wants to lip sync, you see that at the Super Bowl, shows, and there's sometimes I would much rather them lip sync than cancel the show, because you're out there, you're grinding away, you're doing 3-4 shows a week, but you better be entertaining, and you can't show up 2.5 hours late. Everything is dialed up for you to go. Now, if there's weather, yes. But if you're just going to disrespect your fans, if you're supposed to be on at 9 and you get on at 9:15, okay, great. But if you're supposed to be on at 9 and it's 11:30 before you're out there and you have all that dead time, that I would think you should be grounds for some type of retribution for all the people that are paying. I think the thing that you're always looking for, you just want to go have a great night because you're picking this group or this artist to go out and do it. And if they're not living up to their end of the deal, you can be utterly disappointed, but I don't necessarily think you could sue unless there's something completely negligent that's going on.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. What I don't understand about the start time for artists is it's your show. When do you want to start? You want to do a show at 11 o'clock? Put 11 o'clock on the ticket.
Yep.
What are they doing back there anyway, Tausch? Can you imagine sitting in the locker room for 2 more hours before you come out?
No,
I'll come out when I'm darn good and ready.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I know that TV is supposed to start at 7, but you know what? I wanted to sleep in an extra hour. I haven't gotten my hot tub, cold tub routine. I haven't taped my wrist. I haven't done. So that's the part that I think is just kind of mind-blowing, and especially Madonna's like 60-something, isn't she? It's not like, you're in your 20s and you had a monster night and you're struggling. You have a duty to deliver the goods at the time that your group set, and if you don't, shame on you.
So, Tausch, you're a big Killers fan. You like the Killers.
I am. I love them.
So if you were all excited about, you're coming into Milwaukee for the night, you're going to stay downtown, you're going to Fiserv to see them. I know you've seen them before. You're coming in to see them again, and they lip-sync the show. That wouldn't bother you?
I would be disappointed, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be honest with you.
File a lawsuit.
No, I'm not filing a lawsuit. But I think I would probably now. If they're really bad at lip syncing, I would know. But if they're doing a good job, and obviously I think every artist at some point lip syncs some songs, I probably would still be fine with it because I'm still listening to the music. I'm singing along. Maybe I get up and dance a little bit, and I'm going to enjoy myself because they're playing their music. Obviously, we all want it to be a live, hugely energetic show. But no, I'm not going to freak out if they're lip syncing a few songs. And I'll be honest with you, Eric, I don't even know if I would notice if they're doing it.
No, I get that.
My argument to Eric was there's a difference between being disappointed as a fan versus having legal recourse, because he's like, well, what about, you expected a performance. I mean, you still got a performance.
Yeah.
Didn't say on the ticket they were going to
Tony
sing.
Bennett? What if it's Celine Dion, like someone who's known
There's
for
no
their voice?
rest of show. It's just
So what happens? I mean, what happens? Let's say you fly in and you want to go to the Sphere. What I think all of us would love to go see a
that'd be
concert
cool.
on the Sphere out in Las Vegas. You fly out, you get airline tickets, and then U2 says, "We're sick, we can't go." Are you then? You're stuck with the hotel and the airport. You're not going to sue the band because they didn't put the show on, right?
No, you know what? Fire up the cassette tape and let's go.
Just let me at least get inside.
Play Joshua
Lip sync
Tree
away.
front to back, and we are good. Thanks, Tausch.
Yeah.
Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. Retire well with Kowal.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new restaurant called the Supper Club is targeted to open in July in Germantown on the site where Big Boy formerly operated. The owners of the Supper Club also run the Stillery restaurant in Richfield and Grafton. 2 new Panera Bread locations are being planned for the Milwaukee area. One is proposed in the Southtown Shopping Center in West Allis, and another is planned for North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Construction on a Milwaukee neighborhood with 40 tiny homes for veterans could begin as soon as spring 2025. Veterans Community Project is the nonprofit behind the project, and it needs to raise at least $1 million before work can begin. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Why should you call
Hi, I'm
Absolute
Jeff
Comfort
Kowal.
HVAC?
As a founder of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist, I'm often asked what we mean when we say the Kowal way. At Kowal Investment Group, we know that you've sacrificed to build a life for the ones you love. Our goal is to help you achieve your vision of retirement and enjoy what's most important to you, spending time with family, traveling, and enjoying each day. We're often reminded that the most important things in life aren't things. We can help you enjoy the blessings of life, free from worries about money. We always act as fiduciaries with your best interests in mind. That's the Kowal way. When you have $750,000 or more in investable assets, you know that every decision matters in your path to retirement. Now is the time to make one more smart decision. Call Kowal Investment Group today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040. Or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Now it's my turn. Why should you call Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical to service your air conditioner? If it was working fine last summer, Vince Vitrano for your comfort guys. I've got them coming out to the house in May, already scheduled for my spring AC maintenance. It's Nicole and Brent over there, their family-owned business, and they've got 5 reasons to call now. Prevention of breakdowns. You get them there before your AC unit quits on you. Extended lifespan. You get more out of the unit that you already paid good money for. Improved air quality. Brent, maybe his son Drew comes out to the house. They clean out the filters and the coils. They can send dust and allergens into your home. Improved efficiency and energy savings. Round out the top 5 reasons to call Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical now. They are booking appointments today. Tell them Vinny sent you. 262-664-9284. Your Comfort Guys. That's yourcomfortguys.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
1 down, 3 more to go.
He's going to launch one anyway, and he drills it. Damian Lillard has not met a defender that can slow him down tonight.
Game 2 of round 1 between the Bucks and Pacers begins tonight at 7 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
8:01. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Tuesday, April 23rd, our top story. So then whose blood is it?
I'm Eric Bilstead. Campus protests have schools prioritizing safety.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 894. Looks like we've got ourselves a problem right about at Forest Home. The right lane is blocked with a crash, so watch for those delays stretching back towards the Hale. On the westbound side, slowing out of the Mitchell as per usual all the way to Forest Home. Northbound 4394, slow out of the Mitchell interchange all the way up past Oklahoma Avenue. And then on eastbound 94, got some pockets of heavy traffic from about 84th Street through the stadium, with the westbound side slow from 25th Street almost all the way to Hawley. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Partly to mostly cloudy to start today. This afternoon, chance for scattered rain and storms. On our way to a breezy high of 68 degrees, and the temperatures drop off tonight as showers come to an end. Our low temperature away from Lake Michigan down to 30. Right now at 56 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Maxwell Anderson, he pleaded not guilty Monday to killing and dismembering the body of 19-year-old Shade Robinson. He was granted a waive on that preliminary hearing. Prosecutors believe Anderson went on a date with Robinson earlier this month, and that he later then killed her and spread her body parts across Milwaukee County. She was first reported missing April 2nd. Anderson charged with first-degree intentional homicide, among other charges. He remains behind bars, is scheduled to be back in court May 16th.
Former President Donald Trump returns to court today for his alleged hush money cover-up trial. A hearing will be scheduled today, with prosecutors claiming Mr. Trump is in contempt for violating a gag order. ABC's Jonathan Carl says it may play in Trump's favor.
The violations can be punished by $1,000 per episode, or he can be put in prison. Nobody thinks he's going to be put in jail. So $1,000, and he gets to portray himself victim. Perhaps on some level, he wants to be reprimanded.
Second day of the trial set to get underway. Former President Trump facing 34 felony counts, accused of falsifying business records.
Criminal defense attorney Julius Kim tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News it can be risky to put someone on the stand like former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker, who was given immunity in exchange for testimony. But
in this situation, I think the jurors can kind of see the big picture here, that the prosecutors really needed to get to David Pecker in order to kind of demonstrate exactly what happened here, because everyone was keeping their mouth shut.
Kim believes the biggest impression the jury's weigh is the defendant himself.
Because if you leave a bad impression, they could convict you just for that alone.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Protests at college campuses in areas of the country. Students at Columbia University in New York can opt to finish class virtually for the rest of the semester in the wake of a large demonstration against Israel's war in Gaza. At NYU, 150 students and other protesters were arrested at a confrontation there. Passover seems to have increased the demonstrations at campuses across the U.S. CBS correspondent Meg Oliver.
Jewish students are petrified to go onto campus.
But many of the pro-Palestinian demonstrators camped out at Columbia insist they reject anti-Semitism and demand the school divest from companies funding Israel.
Many of the people you see here today are Jewish. Anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism are two very different things.
The University of Michigan and Cal Poly, among the others that have also had large demonstrations. Today marks the 200th day of the Israeli-Hamas war.
Coming up on the Bucks, if they go on a long playoff run, can help not only fans, but all of Southeast Wisconsin. That story coming up next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center is here in New Berlin, and it's ready for you and your team. From little leaguers to hardcore players and trainers, this is the place you'll want to be.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Milwaukee Bucks host the Indiana Pacers tonight, Game 2 of the best-of-7 playoff series in the opening round of the NBA playoffs. Long playoff run for the Bucks would not only be great for, fans and city morale, but also affects the city's bottom line.
Really, the economic impact, to put it in simple terms, is about new socks to wash.
Tim Sheehy is a senior advisor to the MMAC. So what's that about new socks now?
When you come to the playoffs, think of the media, team officials, visiting fans, other people that are coming to spend that wouldn't normally spend here. That adds money to the economy, and that's what the playoffs are about, really bringing new dollars into the economy, so it's great.
Sheehy, a guest on Monday's Wisconsin's Midday News. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
There are concerns of fire risks in Wisconsin, per the National Weather Service, because of high winds and low humidity. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky tells WTMJ the risk is only moderate in southeast Wisconsin. However,
when you get into northern Wisconsin where it's yet to green up, that's where the fire danger is either high or even very high.
We do have storms in the forecast for later on today and could see a very wet weekend. The complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in 3 minutes.
Mourning this week for the passing of a beloved ostrich at the Topeka, Kansas City Zoo.
Karen was just 5 years old, known for playing in water and dancing when prompted by employees at the Topeka, Kansas Zoo. She may have been playing when zookeepers say she reached outside her exhibit fence and grabbed an employee's keys, promptly swallowing them. They got stuck, and despite numerous attempts at getting them out, surgically and non-surgically, the zoo says it had no choice but to euthanize Karen the ostrich, who the zoo says died in staff's hands. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:09.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable, that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hugs from patients, like Patrick from here in Milwaukee. It's something QC Kinetics medical professionals experience every day.
I hugged them. You should hug somebody who does that for you. They gave me my life back, and I really didn't know where I was going to go because I was definitely afraid of having a knee replacement done.
No surgery, no downtime with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. They give patients relief from joint pain using their own healing properties to repair and restore damaged tissue. And the results? Well, that's why we see a lot of hugs at QC Kinetics.
Everything is back that I thought I was never going to be able to do again. I'm still smiling, and sometimes it gets emotional. I get a tear in my eye because of how I was before I went in there.
Those smiles and hugs never get old at QC Kinetics. It means patients are finally getting relief. And now, it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation and see if you're a good candidate for these amazing treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
There's a reason people sold to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
Very fair price. No real estate agent fees or closing costs.
Within weeks, we had closed and couldn't be happier.
Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
11 minutes after 8, let's get an update on the roads, Deb.
All right, we are still dealing with an accident, 894 eastbound, right about at Forest Home with the right lane blocked. That's backing things up into the Hale interchange. Then we've also got another accident right about at 60th Street. That one is off on the right shoulder, and then one on the off-ramp from 27th Street to I-90, the other way around. 27th Street, 894's ramp there. We have a broken down vehicle that is partially blocking traffic on that ramp. Northbound 4394 around the Plainfield curve, going to be slow all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring all the way down to Keith. Northbound slow from before Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. And eastbound 94 slow from 84th all the way through the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly to mostly cloudy today with afternoon rain and storms possible. The high of 68 degrees and temperatures cool off big time tonight. Low dipping down to 30 degrees away from Lake Michigan. Right now at 55.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Petrano.
Streaming live on the YouTubes anytime as well at WTMJ.com or WTMJ mobile app. Just click the Watch Live button. If you want to take a peek in and say hello. How many Americans, do you think, on an annual basis, play the big lotteries at least once a year? So, Powerball, Mega Millions, which are back in the we're not paying much attention to them category
because they're just too low right now.
Right. Powerball's at 130 million. Mega Millions jackpot at 200. We don't really start paying attention.
I'll go
now.
with that number. 130 million Americans. That seems high, probably. For that have played Lotto once.
Probably fair on. I was looking for a percentage.
Oh.
So that'd be somewhere in the neighborhood of what?
Oh, almost 50%? Less than 50%?
You'd be dead on that. 50%.
Wow. Okay.
ABC News correspondent Jim Ryan is live with us this morning with this story, and some folks who've also tried to game the system. Get to that in a moment. Jim, that 50% number doesn't surprise me, right? Because with the lottery hype that we hit, a couple of times a year, you kind of start feeling like, I don't know, I ought to throw in, right?
Well, sure. I think you're right, especially the astronomical jackpots that we've had here, the billion-dollar prizes, Vince. You've got to expect that people who don't normally play are going to get in on the action, or try to at least. They may join an office pool and put their money together, and Yeah, that's what we do in ABC, with the newsroom there. We throw in and hope for the best. Never happened, of course, but it's fun to think about. And I think that's why people play the lottery in the first place. $1 in a dream, and there you go.
It's interesting, though. We laugh about it all the time. I mean, it used to be when I got into the business a few years ago, probably like you, it was when these things got to like near $200 million.
Oh, yeah.
That's when the frenzy hit. But now it's got to be at least $500 million or more before
at least
we're
$1 billion, maybe.
Right?
Well, I think you're right. I remember, you're right. Covering the lines of people standing outside the convenience store waiting to get in and buy their lottery tickets using the not sound of the lottery machine. And yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes,
but,
I know that story.
Yeah, and it's fun to do it, but and people do still play, obviously. But you're right. I think that with these billion-dollar amounts, maybe it's just inflation that we don't hear as much about it. But sure, where there's a way of winning, there's also a way of trying to game the system, as you say. That's what folks have been doing since the lotteries began, I suppose. Great case coming out of Florida here now. The couple, Kira Enders and her boyfriend, Dakota Jones. They're accused, and this isn't a high-tech thing at all. It's not as though they were using a digital printer or some kind of software to cheat the system. They had a couple of tickets, according to the sheriff there in Escambia County, 2 tickets that were losers. Well, they figured, wait a minute, the numbers kind of, if you put this ticket together with that one, the numbers match and you get $1 million. So that's what they did. According to the sheriff, they cut 2 tickets apart, taped them back together, and then tried to submit it to the Florida lottery office. The lottery officials immediately recognized the scam here. By that time, Kira Enders had already signed the documents swearing that the ticket was real, and that may be her real problem here, because now the two of them, Kira and her boyfriend, are looking at some serious felony charges of fraud. They thought they had $1 million scam going, and now, no, they're looking at potential jail time.
So, wait, so the lotto ticket
wait a minute.
was just taped together. We're like with Scotch tape.
Frankenstein ticket is the best way to put it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when they first approached her then? There's a little problem with your lottery ticket here. Looks like this. Oh, I don't know how that could have happened, Jim.
Well, yeah. Then you start thinking, well, but how about? Oh, wait a minute. Well, we accidentally tore it. It got torn, and so we had to tape it back together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they swore up and down it was real, and it's not as though you can say, oh, okay, you got me, and walk out of the lottery office and go home. No, you've got handcuffs on you. This is fraud. It's a real thing. When the amounts are that much. Here's another case that came, though, out of Iowa. This woman and this man, they're roommates. They're nothing more than roommates. They live together in Iowa. The guy, Alvin Hans Larson III, had some legal issues that were going to keep him from collecting a full amount, right? Maybe child support, or it could be something that's going to be picked up. If you win a lottery, state officials look and they say, wait a minute, you owe such and such in back taxes, or you owe a certain amount of child support. So Larson says, you know what? Why don't you go turn this ticket in, he says to his roommate. And so Sandra Crow takes the ticket in, and she claims the $30,000 prize, right? And there's a picture of her standing there, not with the roommate. But if there was a dispute, then later the police were called. The fight was over the lottery ticket and the winnings, and they figured out that Alvin Larson is the one who had bought it. Sandra Crow, is the one who turned it in. That, too, is a fraud. So they had to give back the $30,000 plus pay $500 on top of that.
So I guess I wouldn't have known that, but it makes perfect sense, right? The owner of the ticket is the one who bought it. Now, what if you ever been in one of those,
Sure.
office parties or wherever, and you have to bring in a gift or something like that, and somebody gives the card with 5 lottery tickets in it. How about that? I've given that to Eric now. These are now his.
Yeah. Any winners?
I don't think so.
Well, but I've given my mother-in-law does this. She'll give the gift cards out at not gift cards, lotto cards out.
Yeah.
At parties and Christmas and whatnot.
Yeah.
But she also demands like a 10% return if it's like over $1,000 or something like that.
Well, right. It gets complicated. What are you going to get a receipt with your Christmas gift, or demand that you sign documents saying this was a gift, you gave it to me, if I win, the money's mine. Man, that sounds like kind of good. It doesn't sound so weird when you say it, does it?
Jim Ryan from ABC News. Appreciate your time this morning, Jim. Great to catch up.
See you guys.
8:18 on Wisconsin's Morning News. As we come up on 20 after, what do you see on the roads, Deb?
Whoop, there we go. Eastbound on 894, still dealing with this accident at about Forest Home, and the right lane is still blocked, so that's backing things up into the Hale interchange. We've also got southbound on, another accident, eastbound 894 at 60th Street. That one is off on the right shoulder as well. Other than that, you're going to be slow pretty much from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive on southbound 43. Northbound side's backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keith. And eastbound on 94, we've got delays from just east of 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. Hey, BRI's on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news! Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Just was in to see the docs at Connect Chiropractic Thursday afternoon. Dr. Olivia doing the adjustments. And she's got a great story. She has been receiving chiropractic care herself since she was a child. It's an important part of her personal health care, and that inspired her to enter the field as a chiropractor. Got a great manner, thorough, comfortable as we walk through what's going on. Anything bothering you, anything we should know about? That's the whole staff there with Dr. Alex Young that he's assembled at the office in Wauwatosa, and now Delafield as well. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Gentle, pain-free, effective adjustments. You can join the docs at Connect Chiropractic in Tosa to learn a little bit more about that this week, coming up tomorrow at the office in Tosa. Sign up on the website. You don't have to be a current patient right now at Connect Chiropractic. In fact, they'd love if they see a whole bunch of new people through the doors for that open house tomorrow night. If you want to be seen right away, no reason to wait. It's Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory-warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
The NBA playoffs are upon us. Baseball's in full swing. Golf is up and running. Boy, what a great time to get in on all the fun at Underdog Fantasy. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. I am playing every week. It's Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. I simply select 2 to 5 players from at least 2 different teams, and I build an entry that could win me up to 100 times my money. It's that simple. Select higher or lower on player stats. Underdog Fantasy. And when you sign up, use the promo code WTMJ, and Underdog Fantasy will match your first deposit up to $100 and provide you a mystery special pick. It's kind of a freebie. That'll really get you off and running with your first entry. Underdog Fantasy. Download the app or register online. Promo code WTMJ. Underdog Fantasy is legal in Wisconsin, and it is a blast to play. Must be 18 years or older and in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Underdog Fantasy. Promo code WTMJ.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're ready to build your dream yard or get out on the water, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like 40-pound bags of Blaine's brand wild bird food, $16.99. $5 off your choice of estate weed and feed or lawn fertilizer. Find great deals on trailers and towing, like $30 off select Kurt trailer hitches and mounts. And all Blazer trailer lighting is 15% off for rewards members. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
I just wanna scream hello. My God, it's been so long.
8:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Tuesday morning. New evidence, or I guess we should call it in this case, new information about the evidence in the prosecution of Maxwell Anderson. I want to break a couple of things down for you, as we've had it in the top of the hour news, but we'll get in a little bit more in depth here. The man accused of killing and dismembering the body of 19-year-old Sade Robinson was in court this week.
Acknowledge receipt, enter a not guilty plea subject to our substitution request. Thank you.
There was silence in the courtroom as Maxwell Anderson, the man charged with killing and dismembering Sade Robinson, pleaded not guilty to his alleged crimes.
And TMJ4's Jenna Ray was in court for what was to be a preliminary hearing for Anderson on Monday. Eric and I detailed Monday ahead of the court appearance how these prelims often go, right? And oftentimes they're waived, which was exactly the case here. So, in other words, instead of having the prosecution have to present some evidence and witnesses and other things in a back and forth among attorneys, sort of like a mini trial, and that's the wrong term. Lawyer would
but sometimes there can be some unique testimony or some evidence.
Yeah, some things that actually play out in court. You don't have that. We waived the preliminary hearing, but what you heard there was Anderson's attorney entering that not guilty plea. Anderson was then bound over for trial. So, unless something happens between now and then, there's going to be a trial. New details emerging, though. We talked a lot about the amendment to the criminal complaint. That was the big news against Anderson. The criminal complaint is simply what prosecutors do to lay out their charging decision. This is the evidence that we have. This is why we've charged this person with a crime. And there was an amendment made to what was already filed more than a week ago. Prosecutors acknowledging that blood found in Anderson's bed and on a wall that leads to his basement did not match Robinson's DNA.
The important takeaway is that the investigation continues. We don't know what that means yet.
So that's the part of the story that I want to make sure that everyone is hearing and is so important as we consider the rumors, the public musings of some who have raised the specter of Jeffrey Dahmer or possibility of a serial killer situation. That was James Santel. He comes in. When do they have him on?
He's on Political Power Hour with Scafidi.
On like Wednesdays or
one of the days.
Yeah, one of the days he comes in.
I don't want to say the wrong one.
Yeah, so he comes in. You'll hear his voice here on WTMJ. Former U.S. attorney here in Milwaukee for the Eastern Wisconsin Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office. So he was talking about what we know and what we don't know in light of this new information.
It's good to wait, to note that the information is there, that it does add another wrinkle to this that we did not know even perhaps earlier in the day and certainly a couple of days or so ago. You don't want to be in a position down the road where you look back and say, gosh, I had this information at the start of this investigation or near its beginning, and I failed to present it to the judge.
So there are a lot of ways to read a lot more into this than what may be there. And one of them is, well, you found blood in the bed and you found blood in the thing, and it's not hers, so it must be other victims. And Santel's caution there is, look, just because the blood was not Sade Robinson's doesn't mean it was connected to any other victims. Because we don't know, and the prosecution has not indicated whose blood it might be. So there are as many possibilities out there as there are other people, right?
And the one thought that some had was, does this hurt potentially the case that the state has? And there's other evidence that they're working with in this case. But, I mean, it does take something away, the fact that it does not connect to her.
Sure. If you could have demonstrated, you have now put her in his apartment with more than just the telephone data. Well, the phone pinged here or the phone pinged there. Now you know with that DNA that she is connected to that site, and you don't have that. But that doesn't mean you don't still have the wealth of other evidence that they have produced. It also doesn't mean that there's not new evidence that could still turn up. Remember, they're still looking for, without being gruesome here, but they are still looking for additional remains. Right? And that could turn up. And we're a long way from trial here. Anderson, as we indicated, he pleaded not guilty to all counts against him. His next court appearance scheduled is merely a procedural thing. I think they call it a status conference. So we got all the lawyers back in here, prosecutor, okay, where are you at? Where are you at? We maybe start scheduling things out.
That's almost a month from now.
Yeah, that's a month from now. So a lot of things could happen between now and then. There could be additional evidence. You could also have it at any point, if it is indeed Maxwell Anderson who did this, and innocent until proven guilty, but if at any point, if it is indeed him, he could come to his attorney and say, let's start talking about a deal. Okay, they obviously have the goods. This is what I want to do, and you could have that happen. It may never go to trial. Right? All of those things could happen between now and then, but as Eric suggests, it's next month before he's even due back in court. And in this time, there could be more amendments like the one that was just filed, more information from investigators to be included in that complaint. That's where we're at today. 8:28 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Gene Miller here. Springtime. Better start thinking about those home improvement projects. Now's the time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Update your home's curb appeal and build equity with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown can also customize your project. They're your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass windows and doors. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin to see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
The sooner you address your joint pain, the better. You really don't want your pain to become chronic, to a point when surgery may become your only option. Address your joint pain issues early and calm down that inflammation and increase your mobility. Get the joints moving again and the blood circulating. That can be very beneficial. Plus, why not just feel better sooner? By coming to Rejuvenex, at the very least we can alleviate your pain, so you can feel and move better to help you live a better quality of life. Don't you deserve at least that? Multi-joint treatments at Rejuvenex can cost as little as, well, nothing. That's because we are in network with almost all major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid. So you really have nothing to lose, except a very good chance of living with a lot less pain. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
It's 8:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Tuesday, April 23rd. Our top story, then whose blood is it?
I'm Eric Bilstead. Protests keep popping up at college campuses.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 894 still dealing with a crash right at Forest Home. The right lane is blocked with that one, so careful. We've also got one at 60th Street on eastbound 894 off on the right shoulder. So definitely hefty delays all the way back through the Hale in all directions. On westbound 894, of course, you got your backups heading out of the Mitchell interchange towards 68th Street. Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. Northbound slow from just north of Fond du Lac Avenue around North Avenue's curve up to about Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast could see some afternoon rain and storms with a breezy high of 68 degrees. Showers will end tonight, and then temperatures drop off the shelf in a hurry. Low to 35 at the lake, 30 degrees low temp inland. Right now we're at 56 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an update on that human remains story that we've been following here on WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson waived his preliminary hearing in court Monday, pleaded not guilty to the crime. He's accused of killing 19-year-old Shondae Robinson. Prosecutors believe Anderson went on a date with Robinson early this month, then killed her before spreading her body parts across the county. She was first reported missing April 2nd. Anderson charged with first-degree intentional homicide, among other charges. An amendment to the criminal complaint suggests blood evidence found in Anderson's home does not match Robinson's DNA. Anderson is still behind bars. He is due back in court in May.
The former publisher of the National Enquirer will be back on the witness stand today in former President Donald Trump's criminal trial. Reporter Katrina Kaufman has more on David Pecker's testimony.
I'm expecting them to flesh out his larger role in this scheme. And also, he's going to be an important corroborating witness for when Michael Cohen testifies later, because even the DA has had to acknowledge that Cohen has credibility issues.
Michael Cohen is Trump's former attorney and fixer. He pleaded guilty to charges tied to the hush money scheme.
From coast to coast, college students holding pro-Palestinian protests are setting up tent encampments. CBS correspondent Meg Oliver covering the protests at Columbia University, where dozens of demonstrators were arrested last week.
There is a resolution from the University Senate. They could vote on that as early as Wednesday to censure the president. That would be largely symbolic. They don't have the authority to remove the president. But at the same time, there are faculty members who support Columbia's president.
All 10 House Republicans from New York are calling for the Columbia University president to resign.
Man from Kenosha is being held in the Racine County Jail after a wild chase with police.
Mount Pleasant police initially stopped 31-year-old Lamar Hackett for speeding near Green Bay Road and Biscayne Avenue on Sunday. When they got to the car, officers smelled marijuana and Hackett admitted to having an open bottle of alcohol. He then sped away, crashed the car, and ran off into the woods. Police used a drone and a canine to locate Hackett hiding in a tent and found a bag of drugs, including cocaine and fentanyl. Monday morning, Mount Pleasant police then found a discarded backpack with a stolen firearm and Hackett's ID. He's facing charges for all of this and remains held on $275,000 bail. Wyatt Barmarpuli, WTMJ News.
Car crashes this week in Milwaukee. We had this one at 76th and Carmen is kind of interesting. It sent an adult and 2 kids to the hospital Monday. But TMJ4 News reports that police are still investigating this crash. It happened about 6 in the morning. So what happened is 2 cars slammed into each other, and then one of them ended up in somebody's front yard, slammed into a fence. And the neighbor there, Sonia Maria Taylor Brooks, she lives across the street, says she sees this stuff, talk to TMJ4 all the time.
It's sad. It's sad that they just don't care.
Did you happen to see or hear the crash at all this morning that happened across?
My husband heard it, and then we came to the door to see what was going on. And it was like, oh, another one.
Yeah, she told TMJ4 also that she regularly picks up car parts in her front yard left over from these crashes. The driver of that other car in this particular case fled the scene, and police are still looking for that person.
High risk of fire in Wisconsin. National Weather Service says folks in the state, especially northern Wisconsin, got to be mindful of the potential for a wildfire. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky tells WTMJ that even though it's been a wet spring, there is still a risk.
There's just stuff that is still dormant and dead, especially like on the roadway sides of the highways and stuff that, still is brown because it just died during winter, not necessarily brown because it's been so dry.
Only moderate concern really in southeast Wisconsin. We have more possibilities for rain and storms later this afternoon, and we have a wet weekend anticipated as well.
And time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update just pulled up the numbers as Wall Street is now open. Bing, bing, bing. Green lights across the board. Dow Jones Industrial Average up about 74 points. It's right now at 38,314. The NASDAQ at 15,525. That's up 73 points to start the day. And the S&P 500 up about 20 to 50.30. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com, click on the Get Started button now.
Bing, bing.
Traffic is sponsored by Hiller Ford, a family-owned dealership on Highway 100 in Franklin.
Ford Motor Company has awarded Hiller Ford with their Ford President's Award for customer service 18 times. One more reason people love to buy from Hiller Ford.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make, that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, this is Steve Fitting for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. You know that. 5 years driving their great vehicles. Last week was moving week. I dropped off the 2023 Ford Explorer XLT, picked up a 2023 Chevy Equinox. A couple things going on here. One, I love the Chevy Equinox. Great vehicle. A little smaller than the Explorer, but still plenty of room. Kathy and I are going to buy a Chevy Equinox in the summer this year, so we want to see all the features and all the cool stuff. They're loaded. Great gas mileage, all kinds of cool trim levels, a lot of safety features, including the rear vision camera, which we remarked on how clear that picture was. Lane keep assist, all kinds of technology. You get that with Chevy, and all the great models and experiences you find at Heiser Automotive. You can find all of their great cars online at Heiser.com, all the great programs, including Safe and Sound, Roadside Assistance for Life. That's why they say every day at Heiser, and you know this to be true, and I know it from working with them. Every day. Today's your day.
8:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We throw away a lot of money, apparently.
Why? We buy stupid stuff?
Yeah,
you're throwing away a lot of money.
Yeah, well, we do that too.
Or what you tell your kids, are you throwing away your money on that?
All the time.
What do you buy that for?
Oh my gosh, why are you buying that? Well, return it if I don't. Anyway, so yes, we throw away a lot of change.
You mean
is what
literally?
I meant to say. Yes, like we toss it, we leave it, don't care about it, a nickel, a dime, whatever it happens to be. We throw away so much money. The Wall Street Journal says $68 million a year in change is quote unquote tossed or left or not paid attention to, just kind of left there at the TSA.
How do they know that?
Well, I don't know.
It's based on some estimate, okay.
Yes,
but
yeah.
$68 million.
There's so much that the Wall Street Journal has a great story about this. A waste management facility in Pennsylvania has now started to set up a process where they will take the change out of the garbage. Like as they go through that, as they weed through it and have to separate whatever they separate, they have tools where they can figure out how much change is in there too to save. And Oyen Anadoyan, she's from the Wall Street Journal, she tells America This Morning that it's a lot of money.
Think about all of the change that ends up in your car or stuck between the couch cushions in your living room, and then it all gets vacuumed up at some point, right? So that change that's stuck in the vacuum then gets thrown out, and that trash is delivered to landfills all over the country. So, piece by piece, change is being accumulated in the trash. Like, we don't even know that it's happening.
So this company, this waste management company out of Pennsylvania, collects $10 million, or it has collected at least $10 million. And of the $10 million in coins that it has recovered, $6 million has been deemed good enough to use. So some of it's so damaged, can't really do much with it. But they have $6 million, which they've now, taken advantage of and used and invested and done.
I guess it's worth it then. I was just wondering about the process of what do you have to invest in terms of people hours or machinery, AI to go in there and find
I'm sure they ain't paying a guy $1 million a year to do that.
something south of $6 million. Yes, okay.
But she even said in her interview, when she went to visit and they showed her some of the lines where the garbage is coming through, she could see there's a nickel. She could just see it, So if you have some systems in place where you can extract some of that, it's clearly worth it.
I have a good friend of mine who used to do this at amusement parks at Disney. We used to go through Disney, and she would announce how much money she would find, and then by the end of the day, she would have either found that amount of money or more.
Where would she find it specifically?
On the floor, on the ground.
Just on the ground?
Yep, just, in lines and on the lines, getting to the snacks and stuff like that. It's a lot harder now since they're not really doing as much cash anymore. They're doing cards and stuff. But yeah.
That's true, right?
Oh, yeah, she'd make a lot of money, though. She's famous for it.
How much are we talking?
One point, I think we found over $5 for one trip.
Okay, that'll buy you a Coke,
if I remember correctly. So yeah.
Apparently, also you're not supposed to take the change out of the fountain.
At the Trevi fountain.
Found that out when I was a kid. Remember what? Remember the old? You wouldn't. You weren't here. Deb, you remember the old Mayfair had the river that. The river ran through it. There was that little river that ran right through Old Mayfair, right? And it had fish in there and everything, little bridges that would go over, and people would chuck stuff in there like the fountain. So in a rare moment, my mom left me in charge of my brother one time out there, and we're kids, whatever, but she's like, yeah, all right, you guys can walk around. It was like a big step. You can walk around and we'll meet back in a half hour.
Nice.
Look at all this free money in here. We started fishing money out of the river. And went right to Buddy Squirrel and bought Swedish fish and chocolate.
With a bunch of wet coins.
Yeah, well, and then we went back for a little bit more, and that's when some security personnel scolded us.
What? It was clean.
Right. It's just here. Nobody's using it. Right? It was thrown out. 8:43 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Stealing dreams.
Everyone, free money!
All right, what's happening on the roads there?
All right, eastbound 894, we did have an accident at Forest Home that was blocking the right lane. That has now been taken off the freeway. We do still have the other one at 60th Street that is still being worked on, if I am not mistaken. Actually, I think that one might have been... Nope, it's still off on the right shoulder. So keep that in mind. You're going to be slowing down out of the Hale interchange to that point. We've also got eastbound 94 backing up from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange, with the westbound side slowing down from about 25th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. And the other heavy spot's going to be on southbound 43, Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slow from North Avenue up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ's Eric Billstead here. Do you have achy joints like a bad knee or maybe an elbow that barks at you and you want to get help, but the idea of surgery or steroids makes you cringe? Well, there is another way. QC Kinetics. It's the future of medicine. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. We're talking natural biologics using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkup's a pioneer in this field. 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, and he wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. QC Kinetics. They've got 2 locations, one in Greenfield, another in Mequon. Call today to find out how they can help you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Get your free consultation from QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us, and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this: who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated, might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated, because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
8:46 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Yankees come to town. Brewers have the Yankees for a weekend series at American Family Field when we get done with Pittsburgh. And Yankees manager Aaron Boone is in the news because he got thrown out of the game the other night.
Yeah, so he got thrown out.
But that's not why. Because managers get tossed from time to time.
Has this ever happened to you when someone said, "What'd you say?" Well, I didn't say
anything. Right.
Yankees in athletics. A's batter is up. First batter of the game. Is taking place in New York. A's batter was hit by a pitch. Now, by rule, if you are hit by a pitch, you get first base, right?
Yes, of course.
However, if you get hit by a pitch and you swing, then that's a strike. So the Yankees say this guy swung. They awarded him first base. They're moving on to the next batter. But the dugout started chirping because they wanted first base to ring him up.
Hey,
None of that. He
right.
swung. Nope, didn't swing. He's going to first base. So they're chirping at the home plate umpire like, hey, what? Guy swinging at a ball doesn't mean he just gets to take first base. So the home plate umpire, his name is Hunter Middlestad, and this is caught on the Yes Network. He warns Aaron Boone, hey, guy, enough of that.
You're not yelling at me. I did what I was supposed to do and check. I'm looking for him to get hit by the pitch. You got anything else to say? You're gone. Okay?
Oh, okay, Hunter. Wow.
You know what?
Hunter Middlestad there. It's the first batter. He's like, hey, look, enough.
Right.
We just started.
Too much too soon. And everybody knows, you get a little bit of room with an umpire, right?
Sure,
part of the fabric of the game is the manager coming out and getting up at the grill of the umpire, and umps like it too to some degree, right?
Sure, yeah.
I'll give you a little bit of room, but then, I like it. He's like, okay, we're done now,
All right,
and if I hear from you again, you're out.
And they show Boone, and he's like, fine, whatever.
Fine, okay.
So then, just moments later,
Well, there you go. And now Aaron's saying, I didn't say anything. Aaron's saying, hold on a second, I didn't say a word.
I don't care. That's what you heard at the end there.
Did you say I don't care?
Boone comes running out of the dugout. He's like, I didn't say anything, dude. I didn't say anything. And Middlestead says, I don't care.
I mean, you don't care. I did not say any word.
What do you mean you don't care? I didn't say any words.
He goes, it was above the dugout. He kept saying that.
I did not say anything.
So he's losing his mind. He's like, dude, I didn't say anything. So they show video, and you can see the manager, Aaron Boone. It's hilarious because he's like kind of like, you could tell that he was annoyed. He's chirping back and forth. Our game just started. And then he's like kind of looking at his hand, like he's like looking at his nails. And then all of a sudden he gets
clip my nails here
he
pretty
gets
soon.
rung up, and he's like, what? So the Yes Network does a little investigating, and they find out, yes, there was a guy in the front row right behind the dugout, a fan who did the chirp.
So the fan in the blue shirt is the one who says something to Hunter Wendelstedt. That's what he reacts to, and he kicks out Aaron Boone, who says, whoa, I didn't say anything. And Brad Ausmus is pointing, saying, it's a fan. And Hunter Wendelstedt, as we heard so cleanly on our audio, said, I don't care.
So afterward, Middlestead said, look, I had no idea where it came from. I was pretty sure it wasn't coming from Boone, but I wasn't going to ring up a player and guess. He thought it was a player.
Okay.
He wasn't going to pick a player because the fans come to see the player.
I mean, he thought it was coming from the dugout,
yes.
right?
He goes, so, hey, if he's leading the team, then he's the one that had to go.
Right.
So he was doubling down on it. Boone called it embarrassing. Not for him, but for MLB and for the umpire for that whole situation. But this has to happen all the time. I'm sure if I thought about it long enough, there's got to have been a time when someone thought you said something you didn't really say or didn't say at all, right?
We had Brewers manager Pat Murphy on with us earlier this morning in Brewers 360, and I could tell he enjoyed this conversation, right?
It's like the teacher who looking over, always knowing how that guy over there, that Pat Murphy, he's always messing around, and then the teacher then abruptly just turns and assumes that it's me.
Yeah, if we'd set up
I'm not speaking from personal experience.
We didn't think you were.
Of course not.
It didn't sound like something that ever happened to Murph.
Yeah, so hey, I mean, just like a teacher, eventually, sometimes you just gotta own it, even though you may not be right.
What should the Yankees do to that fan?
So
I mean, I don't even know if he did anything wrong. I mean, fans are allowed to chirp at the umpire, but now he cost his team their manager for that game.
I do think it was funny though. The fan did remove his zip up, he had a blue zip up on.
Oh, well, was he still alone in the front row behind the dugout because he was by himself in that? It only could have been him.
It was a day game on a Monday against the lowly Athletics in the Bronx. He was the only one sitting.
He's probably keeping score, right? He's there he's season ticket holder. He's there every game.
Oh man.
He probably knew Hunter's name even. Hey, Hunter! Like a guy who knows the names of umpires.
Could you imagine, though, if you were that guy, my heart would have sank. Oh, shoot. That was my fault.
8:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I did not say anything.
Really got blasted.
One more time before 9 o'clock, Deb.
All right, eastbound on 894, right about at 60th Street. We do have an accident off on the right shoulder, so watch for the delays. They're stretching all the way back to almost 92nd Street, so careful with that. Westbound, of course, going to be slow from 35th Street to 68th with that construction zone. Eastbound 94 backing up from before 84th Street through the stadium interchange with the westbound side tight right through the stadium proper. And then on southbound 43 backing up from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side slowing down basically from Center Street up to about Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Have you heard? Volkswagen is celebrating their big 7-5. That's right. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary, and the longevity of this brand will continue to thrive with their iconic vehicles. Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Hall. Celebrate with Hall Volkswagen by taking advantage of their amazing new offer on 2024 Volkswagen Tiguans. For example, you get 0% off APR or 0% APR for 60 months when you finance through Volkswagen Credit. And enjoy the new road.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore, but honestly, it changed my life.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. Solving your breathing triangle problems means a better quality of life.